This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
We got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Hi, this is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Boyd. Here me, I have Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just here trying to improve my mood. I was in a stank, foul mood earlier. I don't know why. You know, some days you're just like, just kind of down the dumps or tired or something like that. But being on the show on the pre-stream has already given me a lot of energy. What's up with you, man?
Yeah, for those that are listening to the podcast, I suggest y'all go to the Twitch stream and listen to what we talked about at the beginning. Well, I think we'll touch on it a little bit. I have to, but like there was a spirited debate about people calling Seth Rollins a fake legend, and I got to the point to where I got Rich to be like, "All right, James, you got a point. People calling Seth a fake legend is absurd because we motherfuckers out here wanting to put him in the same category as Brian Knobs from the Nasty Boys. We got to stop. We got to stop. We got to quit. We got to be better as a community." So.
Look, I am no fan of Seth Rollins. I think it's quite known, but like James said, I think there are level, like I think my biggest issue with Seth Rollins has been the people that they've tried to compare him to.
Right.
Those people at the top in his generation at all. Like he's like not amongst them. Like
yeah. But yeah, so I guess, there was the Dynamite 6th anniversary show of Dynamite, the Observer Ballot that we're going to get to. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, also, I guess, the talk about Napheesa dropping the bombs on Kathy. And also
Euphoria.
Say again?
She dropped the Euphoria on her.
The Euphoria. So, and then there's also, I guess, previewing the WNBA Finals that are tomorrow night. So, where do you want to start, Rich?
Yeah. Sure. We should probably start. We can start with Game 5 of the Aces and Fever series. Everybody's talking about my mustache now in the comments. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I just decided to do it or whatever for a little bit.
I wasn't even paying attention to your facial hair until they brought attention to it. But yeah, I see you. So, when you go to Academy.
You stupid.
That's a cop stash, sir. Look, either
I have other facial hair. Look. If I had the rest cut, I would understand.
Either you
be
or
a fireman or a cop.
Either you are trying to go for the Sergeant Murtaugh, or you are going for what's your boy's name? What was Will Smith in this with his son? What was the name of that movie where he had his mustache?
Bad Boys?
Not Bad Boys. The one when he had his son, Jaden. It was like Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh shit!
Pursuit of Happiness.
I know you're talking about
Pursuit of Happiness. And then against third one, Rich, you've been working out, getting better shape. Are you trying to be like Max Caster's like stunt double or something?
Man, I've heard people say that I look like Max Caster before.
No,
too.
y'all just light skinned. That's bullshit. I'm just saying it just to fuck with you.
Yeah. So I actually did have kind of a rough idea of what it was going to be. So, I enjoy the cartoon Bob's Burgers. Might dress up as Bob on one of my costumes. My other costume that I was planning was I was going to be Bruce Lee from Game of Death. and I was gonna get the footprint across the chest or whatever, and buy the yellow jumpsuit or whatever.
Okay.
So working on that.
All right.
That's
All right. I don't feel like I need to have to tell you this. I think you know better, but that's it. That's where you stop with the Bruce Lee impersonation. You don't do anything to your eyes. You leave it the fuck alone. Okay? All right? You already knew that, but I'm just, that's too far. That's when you start going into the yellow face territory. We ain't
don't do that. We can't do that. Yeah, man. So let's start with
God
Game
damn
5. Yeah, look, the other option is just be Jim Kelly from Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, but Dr. Larry said you could be Bruce Leroy, and I'm sorry, that's funny. That's always funny.
Yeah, give me a broom and be out there like Turbo, huh?
God. Oh my god!
But,
when's the last time you saw Breaking? Have you watched it this millennium?
No.
Same.
There's no way I've watched it this millennium.
Same.
But yeah, man, let's talk about Game 5 of the WNBA Finals or the semifinals. Aces and the Fever. Fever drop the game to the Aces in overtime. The Aces get the victory. Was it 107-98? If I'm not mistaken, that was the final score. And it was a hell of a series, man. And I kind of feel robbed without Kelsey Mitchell at the end there. Apparently, she got rhabdo, or there's a longer name for it.
Yeah,
Y'all can look it up.
Yeah, the common name is rhabdo because that's a long name.
Yeah. And in the middle of the third quarter, it's a 4-point game, and it's an entire season of what if on the Fever's end. You got to give it to the Aces for responding, because it seemed like no matter what was going to happen, it felt like the game was going the Fever's way, until that last foul out from Aaliyah Boston. Because they would have had the chance to take the game-winning shot, and Odyssey Sims was just on fire like I've never seen her or many women at all. It felt like, remember how Kyrie was in the finals, where it's just he's doing what he wants and he can't miss. That's what it felt like when she had the ball, and they tried to give it away, but it was a hell of a game, man. And it was a lot of big shots, a lot of tough shot making, as you termed it. It was the rock and jock shit coming back to life, bro. Some of the shots were unbelievable. Just just throw your hands up. I don't know what the fuck is happening here, but I came away from the game I wasn't sad or anything about the Fever. I was encouraged and inspired, just seeing their entire journey the whole season, losing all them players to injury, and then literally Kelsey Mitchell going out, and then Boston fouling out, and they're left with literally Odyssey Sims in the overtime. At some point, the wheels were going to come off, but it was a fun ass ride, and it was I don't want to see them next year at full strength, if there is a next year. But I don't know, man. It was a hell of a game, man. Hell of a series too. Every game pretty much watched, I think, except maybe I saw parts of game 2. I didn't see all of game 2. But yeah, every other game, these games were close, they were competitive, and I think it was a great series.
Yeah, the series is back and forth between, and there was the gamesmanship in the middle of the series about the fouls and stuff, and
a lot of that did affect stuff. I can't lie, that the fouls in Game 5 annoyed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm watching the game. I'm some of these fouls that annoy you. It's the fandom is just coursing through, that Fever fandom is coursing through his veins on some of this stuff. And Leah Boston dropped her shoulder, got her shoulders in her upper body, over her hips, drop her shoulder right into a Gubson. I'm Rich, it's a flop and it's an offensive foul. It's both. It's one of them common Shaq fouls back in offensive foul back, and it was somebody out here just oh my god, I just destroyed and whatever. It was a wacky flailing inflatable tube, man, and also that's a lot of force going straight into someone's chest at the same time. It's both. But yeah, I would say they did have the last shot. I mean, they had the opportunity to win with the last shot, but it just for me, it was like once it went to overtime, it was like, okay. I think they're out of rap. Like eventually the Odyssey Sims like miracle shots are going to wear thin. Like that's not sustainable. Like they just couldn't find sustainable offense. Unfortunately, like Lexi Hall had a bad game, but yeah, it just you know, they got close enough, and Jackie Young was trying to give him a chance. She was truly trying to give him a chance.
She tried. She tried. Like she played a great game.
Except for the end of the fourth quarter, she just started just panicking.
I don't know if it was like because like of who was getting switched on her or whatever, because like she was doing that thing where she was like turned away from the basket. It was like she had nowhere to go, and she was like, I don't know who to get a ball to here.
Well, the one in particular where they burned the timeout, or when Becky Hammond runs down to the other sideline, which could have been a tech, to get the timeout, was like. She was like, I know I was told, it seemed like she's like, I know I was told to get the ball to Asia, but like, I think this might get stolen if I do, but like, I also don't want to, like, it was like, I only got one job and my job is to do this and now I'm frozen. And it was like, oh, nope, timeout. Y'all not finna fuck, you're not finna fuck this up. And there was another one where it was bad with her too. So yeah, but you know, outside of that, I thought she played great. And like, it was interesting to see, like, at the end of the game when they needed the most, Chelsea Gray's out here knocking down moonballs similar on the other match, kind of matching what Odyssey Sims was doing too. On the other end, it was like these two streaks of shots, the shots that they were making, both of them are unsustainable. And just luckily, like for the aces,
Jewel
like,
Lloyd made one.
Right? Yes, she made a 3, but just luckily for the aces. Like, the shots that Chelsea was making was like, that was only just like the very end of the game. Like, Odyssey, the whole second half.
It was literally from like the second Kelsey Mitchell went out. It was like, well, who else gonna do it? And then
I mean, but she was still making shots like even like in the second half into overtime. It was like, okay, this ain't sustainable. And then Kelsey Mitchell out, so it's like it's all on her. It's like, okay, this ain't sustainable. And, you know, Aaliyah Boston also, unfortunately, like, with the foul trouble, could never get in the groove offensively, but she was killing on the boards when she was in. Like, it felt like she may have had, like, 15 rebounds. It felt like she had 20.
Yeah. I think she had 16, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But, bro, watching her and Asia Wilson go against each other this whole series was fucking awesome. Like, you just see, like, they only had 2 games, I think, where they both had a good game at the same time. Mm-hmm. But, like, they, like, kind of alternated, like, in their own ways or whatever. I felt like I learned a lot about them both. As far as... It felt to me, what I learned about Asia is, like, she is going to... Whenever she's going to be inconsistent, it's going to be because someone has a size or physicality advantage over her. Right, like I first picked this up when John Paul Jones was guarding her and giving her trouble in the 2024 finals at times, right? Ultimately, in the closeout game, it didn't matter. She balled out, but like same thing with Lee Boston, like, and it's it gives her problems at times. It is funny because like somebody you think could potentially matchup wise give her problems is like nah, she actually kind of she like Alyssa Thomas like. She's bigger. She's taller than Alyssa Thomas, so they really don't bother her in that kind of way. Like she normally historically kicks Alyssa Thomas' ass. So that's interesting. So like, just think about I'll tell you the difference. Alyssa Thomas is not 200 pounds like Aaliyah Boston. Potentially
like I'm saying,
even John Quell.
It's physicality plus the length and size. Yeah.
Like. It's like I saw a lot of people like analyzing it and saying basically Asia Wilson doesn't like contact. I was like, I don't really know that to be true. She's at a 30-pound weight disadvantage. She has no choice whether she likes the contact or not. It just is like so.
It's
anytime
really
she got to her left hand, she was really great and it seemed like if her shot was falling, like
you can't do nothing.
She would do work. Yeah, you can't do nothing. Like if her shot's falling, like because then it's like she doesn't have to worry about driving past you. But you know, Austin just was able to do what the fuck she wanted to, and like there was like in Game 4, what they kind of figured out was basically screening for whoever Boston wanted to post up. Boston was basically be like, "Come screen for me," boom. Right hand block, unstoppable. Like, and it was just like if she like does this, I don't know who in the league can really guard her down low anymore. Like, and it's going to be, it's her 4th season next year. It's going to be getting to that time. And like, people have always wanted her to fight back. Like there's been like kind of an evolution with her, like as far as when she first got in the league, like it seemed like she like was either soft and like whatever, and then she's just started fighting back kind of through all this, and now people say she's dirty, with the elbows and the physicality. I'm like, well, she's banging. She's a traditional back to the basket center.
Right.
That's how it's going to be.
Here's my question: do you think that rep actually holds the reality? Or do you think what really the situation is? Her personality and demeanor is totally opposite to what she actually brings to the game. So it kind of it throws people off because she's a nice woman in the world, and she's so soft spoken. And like she's a ray of sunshine, and then like even when she complains, like have you ever heard her? I'm sure you've heard her complain when she got in fouls on her, and it's like it's kind of adorable.
It's funny.
Like, you be doing that.
Not me.
Right. It's kind of funny. So like, so I think maybe. I mean, I didn't watch her rookie year, but like from what I've seen of her over these 2 years, like the soft thing don't even sound right. Like I remember one time, when Greg was picking up Stardom based off of like my word of mouth or whatever else was like, and I told him like, yeah, like, and at the beginning of 2018, Tam stunk, and he was like, that don't even make sense. That don't even sound right. Like that's what that sounds like to me. Where it's like, nah, like she was her, like she's basically like, I mean, demeanor wise and the way she plays is kind of like a Tim Duncan type of thing. Where it's like you don't expect it, but then like the way they play is like, yeah, it's totally different than the way they their personality is kind of interesting in that way.
Yeah. But Kelsey Mitchell going out, she's going to be okay. I thought it was like some type of knee injury or something like that, which, bro, like, that's what I don't think I've ever seen a unluckier team like with injuries ever. Like aside from, the Chiefs that one time that I mentioned. That shit is reserved for football, what's happening to them.
Yeah.
That shit is reserved for football, what happened to them. I've never seen this in the sport of basketball. Like, just that many damn players going down, and then players that mean something, like, to a team. And then their fucking replacements are going down, too. So it's like, all right, man, it's like, was it a voodoo doll? Like, what the fuck happened here? Like,
what's funny? The closest thing I think of it right now is kind of like what happened to, like, the Mavs after the Luka trade last year. But, like, twice as bad because it was, like, it's... Kelsey Mitchell goes out at the end of the year. Caitlin Clark's out the whole end of the year. Like, Cunningham's out. Sid's out. Like, it was like, it's like a mass unit. Like, it was twice as many injuries. Yeah. Like, I remember, like, Gafford and Kyrie and then AD was in and out or whatever else. But, like, it's not nearly the same amount of, like, starters and, like, people running, people, like, in the rotation. It was just wild. And, like...
And then signing people off the street to replace them. And then, like... It's just like, we're like, Stephanie White has gotten like basically a ticket to do what the fuck she wants forever. And honestly, she like, a lot of people want her fired and shit, whatever, because, they're...
Why?
Don't ask. Like,
is it like, hey, these people don't understand... We don't know what their basketball acumen are. Is it that kind of situation? Because there is some of that.
There's some of that, but then it comes down to they don't think she's the right coach for Caitlin. Like, she's not going to maximize her, right? But I contend that I think Caitlin needs someone to challenge her or whatever, and Stephanie White will challenge her, and she's got stripes, so it'll ultimately be good for her. Or whatever. Well, like, I don't think she's like gonna shackle her as much. A lot of people are afraid she's gonna shackle her. Essentially,
I would say I think the upgrades the team made in talent is like Caitlin isn't going to be maximized because like it's like, all right, LeBron James goes from the Cavs where he does everything and then he goes to the Heat. It's like he's playing with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Like, it's not necessarily going to be maximized in that kind of way. Like, it's not score 30. There's not going to be a score to 38 in a series and lose type of situation. Like, it's not really a possibility. Like, so obviously I'm not saying that this is a dream team, but it's like, this is a really talented team. And like the example that they were able to continue doing this without multiple starters out proves that point. Like, Caitlyn doesn't necessarily need to be maximized for them to win a title next year. They just need a better health look.
Yeah. Like, and it feels like if they had the better health look, I thought they were going to win the championship before the year with, everything, whatever. That remains to be seen.
My question
or whatever,
is this,
but
right?
like,
because you sent me the.
It just proves to me that I wasn't off base. It was like they made the
Final Four. They made a Final Four and got to the limit and got to a best final game, a game 5. So my question for you is this, because you sent me their GM's like exit interview, right? Were you satisfied with her answer about she believe, like, is it you need a new training staff, or is it just bad, really historically unprecedented bad history luck, and she leaned towards bad history luck? Do you trust that?
Yes, because like I don't feel like I've been given like multiple years of this or whatever. Like, it wasn't like this last year.
If
they
this
barely
happens
lost
next year,
like
they all
anybody.
Gotta go.
Everybody got to go.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, all right, what the fuck's happening here? But I think this is a historical aberration, and they should be like, they could make a movie about this team and the shit that happened this year. Like, honestly, like, but let's talk about I think they'll be back and they'll be a threat to win the belt there. So like, after that, Aces are playing the Mercury in the finals, and man, it's like, as a hater, I just hope both teams play to overtime, several games, and this is best of 7. So
I don't know why you dislike the Aces. What's the reason why you dislike the Aces? Is it because of the? Is it because of the? Is it because of the?
I don't really dislike the Aces.
Is it the Hamby stuff?
That does not make them look the best.
It don't.
I like Hamby. It don't make them look great. I think that's more of an organization thing rather than the blame on the team. The players are only really going to follow like what the team, I think the deal with the Aces is like, I think the media just loves them way too much. It's just like they wear it on their sleeve like so hard. It's like it's so much. It's like, all right, dog.
But they won two titles, and then they now they didn't make it last year. Now they're in the finals again. They could potentially win 3 titles in 4 years, and they don't even have their second best player from that whole run.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's awesome.
I don't think they're going to win it, but I'm saying like they're in potential for it, and then you might be like, hey, well, I guess they was right about something for once.
But yeah, like I don't really dislike the I think Jewel Lloyd's not good. I don't think Chelsea Gray is good.
At this stage, compared to what they used to be.
Like, Jackie Young's good. Asia Wilson is obviously great.
Yeah.
Becky Hammond's annoying. I like Nalissa Smith. So I'm rooting for Nalissa Smith to do well. But when it comes, like, when I compare it to the Mercury, I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, DeWanna Bonner, just by herself. I don't even got no smoke for Alyssa Thomas like that. It's just like, it is what it is. But the DeWanna Bonner shit, absolutely the fuck not. I can't ride with it. Like, so, as far as the series, it's really been hard to even think about it because it's just like, like, I think the Alyssa Smith pickup is a really underrated defensive pickup. When she has her head on straight and she's not fouling and you get good Nalissa Smith, it's just like when she was in Indiana. You win. Like, when you get good Nalissa Smith. But that's up only about half the time. So it's...
Right. And then there's the offensive side of the floor.
Yeah. As far as, like, the physicality, because Phoenix is going to want to take it to you. They're going to want to shoot a lot of threes. It feels like they're younger, even though, they have... what's her name? They have Thomas and Bonner there, Bonner's a dinosaur, but Copper and what's the girl's name? Sabali. Copper and Sabali are going to decide this series because that's where the Aces are weak at the forward position. So this feels like a toss up. A lot of people were saying Mercury, but like, what if Asia Wilson just decides to go crazy? And what if Jackie Young just keeps going crazy?
For 7, how many games she gonna need to go crazy? How many bullets she gonna need in the chamber? Is she gonna need 6 to get it done? Yeah. That's a lot to ask for anybody.
They still feel like they're one player short for me.
The Aces,
like, because it was like you look at the last series and it was like, all right, you were counting a lot on Dana Evans here, and then it was like Jewel Lloyd, she's just a defender now. It's like this would be the perfect series for Jewel Lloyd to be like, you know what, I'm gonna get y'all some help. Like this would be the perfect one if there was going to be any, but I can't count on that.
Right, but we've actually had eyes on Jewel Lloyd since last summer, or not since since the summer. Like, so like the thing for me that like I can't, obviously it's unfair. It's only a X number of games. It is exhibitions, whatever else. I can't get the idea or the thought of what happened in the Olympics. With Jackie Young, with Chelsea Gray, with Jewel Lloyd, to where they basically, especially by the time we got to France, Reed basically said all the asses down. She part all 3 of the asses, and now they all in the finals. And like then I've seen the struggles through the playoffs. It's like, man, Do
you see why I felt like the Fever could have got them now?
Yeah.
And it was like,
I just didn't know because the teams are so different from last year. So it was like I never really, and then the injuries, or whatever, was like I don't know what this Fever team is at all. So for me, it's kind of like, that's over with. Is like now it's going into this, and I know the Aces won the series 3-1, but like
I feel like you almost got to throw all that shit out now.
Right? I just don't.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. Like,
and also, then Aces went on this crazy win streak, and it's like it's so unprecedented, kind of. Or it's like I don't really know what to do with it. Like if they were to go out here and then win the finals, it'd be like, well,
this is the worst Aces champion by far.
Oh yeah, but it's also be like the last 2 months of this season, like they kicked everyone's ass. Why didn't we? If they were to win, we have to go back and look back and be like, why do we ever doubt this team? They kicked everyone's ass for like 2 months, 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, it's a really weird one. And then the links being out now really throws a wrench into a lot of this stuff because it's like,
this was their title.
I know people are, this was their title to win. And then now Phoenix being there, everyone's saying Phoenix is not underdogs, even though they were a 4 seed. But the talent is so similar at the top on a lot of these teams. They still have 3 all-league caliber players on that team with Kalia Copper, Sabali, and then Thomas.
Right.
So, and their whole system is built around a whole bunch of 3-point shooting, which people do not like. Or whatever, as far as the fans and gatekeeper, there's this old clip of Nate Tibbetts talking about shooting threes, and they acted like that man was just talking about we're gonna worship the devil out here. Like that's how they was reacting to him. Like he's gonna fuck out the league and all this shit. I'm like, all right, look, and I think that's such a big reason. That's another underrated reason that I think people don't like the Fever too is a play style too. To be like, oh, we don't want none of that. You're
not trying to see that. When Caitlin Clark went out there on that crazy heater, like she was T-Mac in 13 seconds, going nuts, right? Or 30 seconds. We don't want none of that, right?
Right.
That's too much fun. It'd be like
too much.
So, I get this. Who's your favorite player? Steph Curry. Steph Curry, nigga, are you serious?
Bring that up. That might have been the single high point of this WNBA season. Bro.
Yeah. That was against the Liberty, right?
Liberty. Yeah. And they were 9-0.
Yeah. Gotta remember, when was that picture when Caitlin was going nuts and she was doing the shit with Stewie, Brianna? I was like, oh yeah, it was that game. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
But I'm kind of stuck on my prediction on this one. I just don't feel like Alyssa Thomas has waited a long time to win a championship.
That's my one thing. Be like, it'd be nice to see her win.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that look. The Fever fans do not fuck with Alyssa Thomas. I know they don't fuck with Dewana Bonner. I always liked Alyssa Thomas, but
the Alyssa Thomas stuff is just because of who she's dating. That's all that is.
Yeah,
that's all that is. Like we don't like Dejanay, and she's dating Dejanay. She love her some Dejanay, and we can't. So by proxy, by proxy, even though she was,
I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I was thinking about dropping a video, the Indiana Fever's fans guide to watching the WNBA Finals this year. Like, about who you can hate on, who you can like, or whatever.
You should absolutely make that. You should absolutely make
funny
that. That will get play.
That would be funny as fuck.
You need to listen. You need to make that, and you need to make that have that done by like noon or 1 o'clock tomorrow. Dead serious. Because it's only gonna be like a 3-5 minute video, but you need to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of up in the air on this one.
People want lore, Rich. It's a W. People want lore.
Yeah. Look, I'm just rooting for the Aces. I'm gonna just go with Aces in Asia, and because I don't need to see Dewana Bonner prospering.
See, boy, the hater is strong in you.
Got the hate.
Yeah. So for me.
So for me, I don't got no problem with Asia Bulls.
So for me, I got Phoenix in 6, but that's my betting thing, right? Like that's who I think will win on all honesty. But anyone that ever heard me talk about a W or whatever else knows me, I will be rooting for Las Vegas Aces. So, hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. So that was into after the morning after the Lynx exit interview, where Napheesa Collier decided to show up with a piece of paper, and she opened the bitch up and was like, "I have this here prepared statement, and I'm gonna get into it."
So you said it's a piece of paper. In retrospect, that was more like a flamethrower, and she was ready to set this bitch off. She's ready to burn this mother down. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
She launched a full-scale attack on the league's leadership, where she called it tone deaf and dismissive. She accused the league of suppressing the criticism, talking about fines for outspoken players or coaches rather than addressing the issues. She criticized the handling of officiating, the injuries, the player welfare, and saying the league's been negligent. Her biggest and probably smartest thing was looping in Caitlin Clark and weaponizing Caitlin Clark's fans against the WNBA, who already don't need much to go against the league. Basically said in a private conversation, Kathy Engelbert told her that stars like Caitlin Clark, and to a lesser extent, like, Paige and Angel, they were asking about how do you plan to compensate them, for the fan base and the revenue they're generating for the league. Kathy basically said that they should be on their knees in gratitude for the platform that the WNBA gives them, and their ability to land big endorsement deals would not exist without the WNBA. Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform, she wouldn't make anything. Then, furthermore, she said, this is a turning point in the league. She said she's not going to stay silent. Basically, the refereeing in this shit sucks. Like, injuries affect, or the reffing is affecting the injury rate. The league is vehemently disagreeing, and she basically said we have the best players, the best fans, and the worst leadership in the world. And I was like, Napheesa,
don't do it.
Like, just look at the White House real quick, and then, I know what the point was. Let's reel it in a tad.
Napheesa, some things are bigger than basketball. Yes, I guess. Yes. I knew you were going to do that. The thing that stuck out to me was her turn for her use of turning the word sustainable and saying it like, hey,
yes.
She talked about like the health, the growth of I'm saying promotion of this league is about sustainability, but there's no sustainability the way we're running stars ragged and leaving them susceptible to injuries with like the consistent foul or refereeing. It can cause injuries or whatever else, right? And like I thought that was a really deft way of her pointing out that like, yeah, like my season ended with me in a scooter because I got ran over after someone stripped me of the ball. So yeah, like I just I thought that she and then what made it worse, Kathy's response.
Oh yeah,
where
Kathy's response was
where she's
you know, I have a theory on why she responded like that.
Because she can't say she lied.
She can't say she lied
because
it's
going to be a huge
doesn't want to. She doesn't want to paint herself as more of an enemy than she is or whatever. She wants to just like, all right, let's keep it calm, but it's already smoke here.
All right, so I've seen from a lot of the Caitlyn fan side about like they're still very upset like the way that Kathy presented or announced or notified Caitlyn she was winning Rookie of the Year compared to this year with Paige, where she was there in person for Paige, and I guess last year Caitlyn got a phone call, and people were upset about that, right? And keep in mind, like, there's this thing where we do with women where like we women have to be like we weaponized. We made them where they have to be. I forgot the term I had made up for it, but it was like women have to be over the bar for nice. Like being nice ain't nice enough. You got to be the nicest person to ever nice. Otherwise, like you're a bitch. Like that's kind of how that's kind of how we weaponize this whole thing against women. So, like I talk about this a lot with people about like, yeah, like a dude will be like, all right, you okay? Whatever else, cool. It's like, no, but like women have to check in and have to, stop and spend time with this person. Whatever else, when a dude is be like, are you good? You told me okay? All right, I'll check on you later again. But like, I'm not going to do more unless it's stuff like that. Small little things like that. And like, when it came to that, it was like Adam Silver don't go to none of these niggas' houses to be like, congratulations on Rookie of the Year. Like, I don't even know if they give them phone calls like that. They get publicized and put around on social media in that way. So it's like, it's kind of bewildering to me, or not bewildering, it's kind of like, this is the double standard. Like, the niceness that women have to, or all the extra steps they have to take, and hoops they have to jump through to not get called a bitch. So, when it came to Kathy and a lot of this stuff, right, with the Caitlyn stuff from last year, all these conversations are happening around her, right? And also, this is her benefit to talk about, the league. So I think generally her strategy was, I'm not going to put Caitlyn on this pedestal because when I'm not in front of mics and I got to hear from a lot of people in amongst the community in the WNBA, I'm going to get shit for this. And she's aware of that. So then so now she's played it that way. And then Napheesa used that against her in that way. And I'm pretty sure they had a conversation and those were not the verbatim words, right? So that's why she used that word, characterize in that way. But she couldn't say mischaracterize because that'd be saying she's lying. But she's like, I'm disappointed when she characterized me like, I didn't mean it that way or whatever else. Now it turns into, that's her way of, in legalese and company speak to be like, I didn't say it that way or whatever else, but this is how she feels. And it's like, to the average person, they're not cutting it that granularly. So they're going to be like, oh, so you're only upset that this conversation got out. It is like, she can't just come out and say like, Napheesa lying, y'all. That's the end of the quote. I'm out this bitch. She can't do that. So she looks terrible. And,
I gotta say, man, it feels like Napheesa, like,
she played this very
revealed
well.
She revealed the real op. She revealed Caitlyn's real op, which is Kathy. Not necessarily and I think everyone else has been following the lead of Kathy. So like the media,
everybody has been looking for someone like on the Caitlyn Clark standum. They've all been looking for villains, right? We were just talking about DJ, right? Cheryl Reeve, right? Napheesa put a face
on it. It's the big one.
Napheesa put a face on it. You know how we talk about like these labor disputes or whatever else between players and teams, how the teams always skate because like the players have the public faces. These people you put a face to the anger for why you're not getting your football or your basketball. Well, when this lockdown happened, Napheesa has done a very good job of being like, when we're not playing this next season or whatever else, there will be a face on the labor side for once. There will be a face to point blame at as opposed to these players are greedy and entitled. He's like, never mind the part where they should be making, almost twice as much as they're, or 2 or 3 times more than they're making right now. Never mind that. We're just mad we're not getting our sports. And we actually know who Kelsey Plum or Asia Wilson or Paige Beckers is or Angel Reese. So we're going to direct our anger towards them as opposed to Kathy. So now they got Kathy and now she finna wear it. They finna look.
And you look back at Kathy's track record.
It's bad. All bad.
All bad. The Christine Brennan book points out last year when she was doing that speech, she did this whole entire speech about the growth of the league and everything and went 27 minutes without mentioning Caitlin Clark last year. And it was like, what? And then the guy on, I think it was 60 Minutes, he flat out asked her, he was like, I noticed every time we bring up Caitlin Clark, you try to like add someone else in with her or whatever. He's like, what's up with that? Like, why do you do that? Essentially, she was like, well, what if she gets injured and all this other shit? And then people like bring these old clips back up, and it's just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is weird. Like, and then it's like from how I interpreted it, I'm a Caitlin Clark stan. I'll admit it. I interpreted it as like Kathy, she
trying to run so far away from showing favoritism and now it looks like it's hate.
I think she wants the actual credit for herself. Oh. She's the one that's exploded the game.
I mean, she's the one. Fair, she is the person in control. She is the person that is presiding over the new TV deals, and like the way that we give credit to Roger Goodell, even though we think he's been made to be the owner's cuck because he has, and then like Adam Silver, even though he's having a bad run of PR, like we still be like, well, he did increase the TV deals tremendously. Kathy ain't getting none of this credit. That is true.
She's not. And the thing is, like, as soon as Caitlin comes in the door, who does everyone want to credit?
Yeah.
Caitlin, because rightfully, you look at the fucking metrics and the ratings and everything like that. That's all like tied to her like 9 times of anybody else, right? And it's like, no, like that's a threat to Kathy.
And
so the way Kathy acts.
And this goes to the conversation that we've been having about the W's popularity rising over the last 3-4 years, where it's like, yes, the whole league has gotten more popular, games are more watched as this is going on, but like when Caitlin Clark shows up, like the ratings like fucking double. And it's like it's A and B, but people always want to take the easy route and turn to a tongue conversation of it's either the chicken or the egg, and it's like nah, it's both. And people don't want to do that.
And I think with Kathy, like basically when she does this, like she probably uses all her contacts in the media. She sends the talking points out, put this out, and then interacting around the league, I feel like everyone is taking their cue from Kathy. And that's why we've seen the resistance. That's why we've seen the lack of doing anything until now, until more players have gone down injured and hurt. Last year, oh man, we was raising hell. We was like, yo, they beating this girl up. Like they fucking her up. Like, and this shit is ridiculous. Like with some of these flagrant fouls and everything. And people like, y'all crazy, y'all babying this white girl and all this other shit. And I'm just like, use my eyes, bro. Like I don't. And now everybody's come. Like the game has come back to this side, James. The game. Oh, maybe they had a point about all this physicality and everything like that. It's like, well, this is not. Well, gonna be, that's the real unsustainable thing. And then if they want to talk about sustainability and stuff like that, how about you increase your fucking rosters from 12 to 15? But Kathy has been on the record before saying that would not be in the. That wouldn't essentially make the league money, essentially. But it's like, you fool, if you have a deeper team, you can keep your stars upright. That automatically like makes your shit more valuable. What are you saying? Like,
And I think there's also this part, right? She may be the commissioner of the WNBA, but how many of these teams are also owned by NBA owners? So there's also, so it's like, like commissioners work for the ownership, and it's like, a lot of these teams are still in the situation where they're like, this is not the A side of my basketball, portfolio. This is the B thing. I don't care about it as much. I'm going to cut corners and skimp when I can. And you're the commissioner, so your job is to go out there and eat the bullets and be our shield.
You want to know another conspiracy theory that's going around?
What?
That might actually have a little bit of legs to it. Like, all right, and it kind of falls in line with what you're saying about the ownership groups and shit like that. Like, they was using this shit for tax write-offs. They wasn't really trying
now
to
they gotta
fund
put money into
it. And then Caitlyn exploded this shit, and then it's like, fuck, you done kicked in the door essentially to make people like see what's going on, and then it was like,
was it okay?
They were also they're money laundering too. Like,
right. So the Aces got a facility in the last 2 years. So did the Phoenix, and then the Sparks got one like just recently, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, we know what's happening with Chicago's facility. They ain't got one.
Yeah.
What's their shit? What's their fucked up setup? I forgot what it is. It's almost like they're working at a records. They're practicing at a records.
It's a rec center or some shit. Yeah. And like also like the other thing about it was like they have to actually put money into this shit now.
Right. They can't do this shit like they Donald Sterling back in the day with like I think it was UCLA's practices.
Yeah. And also, like, this could be used for the ownership to be like, look at this commendable social justice thing I'm doing, essentially. Like, I fund a women's league, a women's sports team, different shit like that. Mm-hmm. Like, and it don't really matter what they got going on.
Now you really got to do it. They don't really want to do it. Yeah.
There you go. Like, that's like the long theory around this shit. And it's like, Caitlyn, like, all Caitlyn has done is be like, I love this league. I have loved this league since I was 5 years old. And I always wanted to be in this league and show up. And then become a master starter. She was not in the program. They didn't account for her. Like, and Cheryl, Christine Brennan's book, like I said in that message, is going to age like the Bible. Like, all the answers are going to be in there.
It's not going to age like the Bible, just on the simple fact that there's a great chance that there won't be fucking humanity in 1,000 years. So how's it going to age like the Bible? It's going to be all this shit going to be burnt up. Stop. That's why I was like, what are you talking about?
Digital spaces.
Digital spaces. Yes.
That shit in the cloud.
When AI gains transcendence and leaves into the stars, right? Okay, sure. Yeah. Outside of that, not a chance.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, she got all the answers in that shit to be like, all right, this league was totally unprepared. They were unprepared for a reason. That, like, you remember that thing when they was like, yo, do y'all know what the fuck's going on? You're like, yeah, this is gonna be the biggest thing since Maya Moore. Love Maya Moore. No. It's different.
Hey, can you tell me more about the I guess that new TV deal they just got recently, or added on to? USA
I really haven't looked a ton into it.
You know what like the bare bones basics are though?
Oh,
okay, never mind. We can skip it. Fuck it.
Hold on. But yeah, Caitlyn responded to that today.
Oh no.
To the Collier stuff in her press conference, but she didn't really say much. Okay. She basically was like people were basically banging on her to respond to this shit right away. If you know anything about Caitlin Clark, she typically controls her own messaging. Like, she'll pick a platform and do it. She'll be like, okay, I'm in Time Magazine. That's when I'll actually say something about something. But she did an exit interview and she was basically like, yeah, Collier raised a lot of valid points. She said she had not heard the stories that Collier was going to say ahead of time. Kathy has not reached out to her. She said she pretty much, Fee said it all. And, she basically said everything about, the grateful stuff. She was like, she basically said it in a subtle way. She was like, the first time I had a endorsement deal with my freshman year of college with Hy-Vee, the greatest grocery store or chain in the Midwest or something like that. Very disarming or whatever, but still sliding it in there or whatever. And, she basically talked about this is like the most important moment in WNBA history. She called on those in power to help shape a better future for the league. She says everything needs an overhaul as far as like the leadership, like on all the levels. And she still wants to, be in the WNBA. She wants to, basically make it better for girls coming after her. And I thought that it was interesting that Collier and Caitlin Clark have the same agent, but like she didn't communicate this with Caitlin at all. And, I think there's another way to think about that. I think people kind of took the immediate, they just jumped on it like head on. I'm like, well, if she communicates it with Caitlyn, that kind of puts Caitlyn in it. This actually kind of, her just saying it on her own actually just leaves it strictly on Collier. Like, and it's like, Caitlyn's just like it's almost like, why am I in it if you're doing it like that? Like I don't need knowledge of this, so I don't have to lie for you when they ask me about it. I can just be like, nah, I didn't know that's her.
That's
shit.
Precisely what the agent's for. The agent is the middleman. Right? Like, hey, I don't need to talk to wrestler X. I just need to talk to Barry Bloom.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
And like, people have also brought up the counterpoint of like, why was Kathy so comfortable with Napheesa saying things like this? What kind of relationship? Who else they talking? Like, what made it so comfortable that y'all was having these negative conversations? What's your relationship like?
And
with
that's
this?
where,
what made you so comfortable to share it with you?
And that's where I'm getting at when I'm saying like when Kathy says the mischaracterization, like that's her only way of saying like I ain't say exactly that, but that's how she took it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can't say anything about mischaracterization or lying because then it turns from World War
crossing a black woman in public.
Look, you go straight to World War 4. Name even 3. Just go to 4.
Get a relationship. She be like, the people like she called this black woman a liar, like in front of everybody. Like it's like, right. Kathy was trying to avoid all that,
right?
So smart on her for doing that,
right?
But
to people that ain't speaking, people that don't speak in public quotes, that watch sports the way we do and all this other shit or whatever else, they're not aware of like what that wording was meant to be, as opposed to you just realize, oh, she didn't deny what she said. So clearly, she granted me Napheesa Collier said she's lucky I don't have her on her knees, like barking like a dog, like she's Trish Stratus to Vince McMahon. Like, nah, relax. I'm pretty sure if I had to bet money or whatever else, I'm pretty sure Kathy, she did not say that actually or anything like that. She did not say those exact words. There's no way. You can't even do that. You can't even do that. This off of the possibility that someone may be wearing a wire or someone may be recording the conversation. So you can't even say that. Like, we're behind, you're in my office, we're behind closed doors, but you may be wearing a wire. I can't say that.
I do. I also have the feeling like I don't feel like Napheesa Collier would just like make no shit up like this either. It was just unprompted.
I think that she said something far more mild or whatever else, and like that's how Napheesa actually took it. So she wrote it down. What I'm saying is I don't think Napheesa's lying, and I don't think Kathy actually said that though. That's how the communication game works. Like you can say things to people and they take it way further and more harshly than you even intend. And next thing you know, weeks, days, months later, or whatever else, they go on their exit press conference and they air your ass out. They air your ass out like a Big 12 game.
Yeah, man, it's a lot, dog. There's a lot going on in the WNBA world. It's big drama. Yeah,
and because there were so little eyes on them before, and they still don't know how to handle more eyes being on them. So they kind of act more human and less robotic, and they do shit like this. Like people were saying, like she has to go because like there's no way someone of Napheesa Collier's stature in the NBA and would say this about Adam Silver, and I'm like, yeah, because all these guys have been trained since they were like 13 or 14 to not ever do anything like this. And also the money's so good, like there will be no revolution. The money, that's the thing, like the advancements.
They're fighting for their revolution right now in the WNBA.
Right.
It has to be smoke.
That's what I'm getting at. Like when you're making that much money, like you're not a revolutionary. You're not gonna buck for and fight for X, Y, and Z. You get paid so much. You get paid more money than God. They're getting paid. You know, they're getting paid well for the average human being, but not for a major pro athlete in this country, comparatively speaking. So like, yeah, they have more reason to be like, fuck this. If this shit goes up, I gotta get a job. Like this NBA shit go out the window. Them dudes ain't never gotta work again unless they blow their money. So they're more likely to.
Fully possible.
Okay, besides Zion and Anthony Edwards, fine. But you get my point. It's like unless they're doing stupid shit with their money, they're gonna be their whole family tree's generationally wealthy. Like that's not necessarily the case for the W people, except for like Caitlin Clark and maybe like Angel Reese and Paige Beckers. We're talking about 3 people, maybe Asia,
like
maybe
Collier too at this point.
Does she have?
But I mean, she started Unrivaled. So like
that'll be when that money will be coming in. Yes.
Yeah.
And so we'll throw Brianna Stewart there too because she signed a Puma. I ain't seen a single Puma shoe for her. So
yeah. So like it's
UConn getting more generational wealth, huh?
Yeah. Look, I told you. I told you someone. Look, I told you keep eyes open on UConn. I done ruined it for you.
No, he ain't rooting for me, but I just point out like they'll be good post Gino. That's all I'm saying. They'll be good post Gino.
Stupid. Yeah, man. So last night, let's get to wrestling.
Okay.
We'll talk about the WNBA later on. Probably next week we'll be knee deep into the finals and all that.
Yeah.
So like I'm going to a college football game on Friday, so I'm going to see the game later.
What game?
Or whatever. I'm going to a high school college game out here, or a high school football game out here on Friday or whatever.
Wait, are you going to McDonough's homecoming again?
No, we're going to a different one. We're going to go to Locust Grove. I think Locust Grove is actually the team that played McDonough when you were here. It's the town over from where I'm at.
Okay.
So we're going to go out there and see a football game and shit like that. But
it's not all right. Well, you don't go over there trying to pull that shit y'all did last year when y'all was in McDonough, because they like doing the reverse. It ain't gonna go as smooth as it going over the way you did it this time. Can I tell that story?
I don't even remember.
Okay, so I was, it was actually October last year, and it was you live in the city of McDonough, the town of McDonough, and it was McDonough's homecoming. So you said that you were me. I don't know if you were joking or serious, but you were going to say like you and Catherine were going to act like you were alums of McDonough.
Oh yeah.
So, for those that don't know, McDonough is the black town in this particular area, and they were playing like their cross city rivals. I think Locust Grove, which is the white school. So when I'm there with them. So when we go through and like they tried that, and they were looking at Catherine like.
It was like it was like Locust Grove.
Yeah, they were like Locust Grove on that side. We on this, like, nah, we on this side. Like, oh, you can't. They're like, you wait here. You're like, nah. They're like, oh, okay, because they're like, what's this white woman doing here? So I'm telling you, you do this Locust Grove. You don't play that game. Like, hold on, like, what are you doing here?
Right.
So just for y'all safety. That ain't gonna, they ain't safe doing it on the McDonough side as Locust Grove side. So you just be careful when you go to this game.
But yeah, hopefully there's a Raw player or two I'll be able to see.
Okay.
But yeah, 6-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. James, does it feel like AEW's Dynamite has been around for 6 years at this point? I feel like there's so many.
Yeah, and also
like
go ahead.
I was gonna say there's like so many distinct time periods and like looks of the show.
Does it feel like
really
it's been longer than 6 years?
Maybe. Like,
okay.
It feels like when I was watching that video, it was just like, God damn, like a bunch of shit has happened. There's been like, it's had me thinking about the pandemic. It had me thinking about like Ailey's place and when it was first going back out on the road, the first time they were on the road or whatever. The post CM Punk era, when CM Punk was there, Swerve's rise after that. Like now, like it's just like this company has gone through so much, it seems like, in that time.
Yeah. I saw the video package of it, and like Rich had to point out to me, though I would have said it didn't sound like a fool. I was watching the thing, and like I saw CM Punk, but I did not see Cody. And then Rich was like, correct me. It was like, no, Cody actually was in it. You just missed it. I was like, oh, okay, because I had something that had some some little jokey jokes, but unfortunately,
he would. Cody would have been given an interview somewhere that would have been aggregated today if he wasn't in it.
That's exactly why I was like, wait, I don't remember seeing Cody in this. Is he going to go to the papers about this? is he about to sit down and be like, know what? First it was his book, and now they erase me from everything.
Dave.
Yeah,
I'm calling Dave. Had enough.
Oh man. So yeah, man. Like. Yeah, that video was crazy, and then like it was funny because like it was right after Andrade returned, so it was like Andrade's in it. And I was like, I was like, I wonder if he was in it like, before before 2 weeks ago when they were making it,
right?
Because like I don't recall seeing Rusev, I just didn't. I don't recall seeing Aleister Black. Maybe he was. I just missed it. There are people I just didn't see. Like I saw Britt Baker, but like I didn't see Jade. I didn't see Ricky Starks. I didn't see Mariah May. But like maybe I missed him, just like I missed Cody. I don't know. Y'all tell me.
Yeah. But yeah, like I thought it was like obviously they should be in there. Like this wasn't something that they need to do anything stupid on. And I think a lot of fans like on the timeline and like
be honest about the history
through that video. Yeah, like I think the fans like really appreciated it and were happy, and then I thought they did a really good show here tonight.
I don't want to see WWE like women's history stuff with no Sasha Banks. That's fucking fraudulent. It's nonsense. Like they showing four horsewoman stuff all the time without showing her. That's fucking absurd. Who was the fourth Who's the fourth horsewoman then?
Yeah. So the Young Bucks lost the rest of their money in the casino, James. Nick gambled it away. Nick gambled it all away after Matt had another entrance. So they were talking on the video, and it was like Matt was like admonishing them, and then immediately it just cut to the same shot of them in the ring already, just already in the ring.
Cut. Yes, I was fucking howling when I saw that. I think I rewinded like 2 or 3 times just to see it again, to see like him staring at big brother's looking at little brother like, you fucking lost our money, and then they just flash forward hours ahead and same thing, like you lost our fucking money. and then the graphic for them, they were now announced as the Broke Bucks. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So that led to Kenny Omega and Brody King and Bandito versus Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks. And man, Kenny Omega monster reaction. Something different about when he steps back in the room. It just is. And then him teaming with Bandito was so fire. That's just great. That's just here's me writing the sensibilities.
The Macarena shit at the beginning of the match was fucking great. Like, there's gonna be a point where Brody King does the Macarena. Like, so
you're gonna do that shit.
2 things that are happening right now that are being built as like long-term big pop things or whatever, right? Like they are teasing that like the Acclaimed are gonna do the scissors again. And the crowd's going to lose their fucking mind and be so happy. And they already set it up. They did that on Collision this past Saturday. What they're also setting up, and they've done it for the past like 3-4 weeks, is like eventually Brody King is going to do the Macarena with Bandito, and the crowd is going to lose their fucking mind. Pro wrestling. This is the reason why pro wrestling is so great, because it's so simple and dumb.
Just act like you're gonna do some shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, just fuck around with it for a couple weeks, and then people gonna want you to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah, I love the 6-man tag. This was awesome. Reminds me of like so many other great 6-man tags that have opened this program. There's just too many to count.
Yeah.
Anytime you get Kenny and the Bucks on the opposite side of each other, is gonna go. You put Bandito in there with Brody King and the Bucks, is gonna go. Josh Alexander, no slouch. He gets the one wing angel.
Can I talk about the spot they did where, as I mentioned, this also plays into it. Every time Brody or Bandito does the Macarena, and he encourages Brody to do it, Brody puts up the X, is like, nah, not happening. Fuck not, right? So later in this match, Brody King starts suplex or body slamming people onto Josh Alexander, and then eventually he gets Bandito, and then Bandito goes for, like, yeah, use me as a weapon. I think they used Kenny Omega early, right before that. Said, yeah, let's do it. And then he went up there and did it, and then he jumped off of Brody's shoulder, put the X up, and then he picked up and scooped up Brody King and used him as the body slam him on Alexander. And I was like, wrestling is so great. It's so dumb. If he really want to do that, he should have just been like, no at the beginning, but like that wouldn't have got the pop. So he had to go for it and then say absolutely not, escape his own teammate, and then pull up X's. Wrestling is so dumb. Like, I guarantee you, if he had just immediately put an X's, it wouldn't have popped got a biggest pop. I guarantee you. What a magical art.
Yeah, this is great. But yeah, I thought it was a really great match. Kenny drops him with the one wing angel. Crowd's happy. Kenny Omega gets a live mic, which I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah, see, promo time with Kenny Omega. Where they do that at?
What the fuck is this? Actually, no. The fucking Jurassic Express, like before he was gonna say something, they jumped him or whatever, and actually no. Omega was in the ring by himself with Matt and Nick. They was gonna whoop his ass, and then Jurassic Express music hits, and then they came down.
They didn't. It looked like they were trying to reconcile, but their affiliation with the Don Callis family, they let the Josh Alexander sneak attacking Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's getting whooped, and then they were about to jump in on it, and then out comes Jurassic Express.
Yeah. So like, basically, Kenny Omega's like, yeah, I ain't forgot what you did, fuck nigga. Like, the Jack Perry got in his face. Then they saw the Bucks were about to jump on. They pushed Kenny out the way, dove on them, and then they brawled to the back with the Young Bucks. And then Kenny got the live mic after that. He was like, 6 years. It's been 6 years. I've been there since day one, seen the highest of highs, and I've seen the lowest of lows. But sometimes it doesn't matter how pleasant the journey is, because what you can take solace in, what you can take pride in, is the journey itself. When he said this, I was like, is this nigga about to retire or something? Like, I didn't know where the fuck he was going with this. He said, I'm a better person because of it. He was about to do the good night, goodbye, bang. He did it. The lights went out. Sabu is not alive anymore, so it was not Sabu. And there was a man with a mask standing behind him. I was like, who is this gigantic person that is behind him?
I knew it was Andrade immediately because it's the same black mask.
I didn't recognize the mask at first. I think I've been desensitized by niggas in hoodies and shit like that, just covered up, with the black, zip hoodies and shit. I'm like, all right. So I was like, who the fuck is this? Bro, I was like, I saw that body type and I saw those pants. I was like, I know it's not Bray Wyatt, but like... Hold on, like, and then he unmasked. I was like, "Oh, it's Andrade." And his hair looks way longer and shit. He drops Kenny and gives him like a butterfly suplex. Don's gets in the ring, and what do you know? The Don Callis family has picked up another member, James. Bro, I sent like 10 tweets last night about the Don Callis family. Like, this nigga Don Callis over the salary cap. This nigga is money laundering. There are too many niggas in this group. Bro, what the fuck is this faction, bro? What is this faction? So Andrade's back in AEW. Quite a surprise.
You thought Bray Wyatt was going to... you thought that was Bray Wyatt? You thought... You really... Come on, man.
First thing I looked at was I saw the pants color. I was like, hold on. I know this ain't Bray Wyatt, but who else would wear some shit like this? And then, the mask, I didn't get a good look.
Okay.
I saw the hair.
Anyway, so... I love it. I love Don Callis. I love the Don Callis family. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to put Raw wrestler after Raw wrestler after Raw wrestler after Raw wrestler in this faction. And at some point, the dam is going to bust. Like, you can't be putting this many good wrestlers in the same faction. It makes no sense, but like, somehow I'm enjoying it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You would think that this would be unwise, and you should cut this faction in half and have, over here, James. One half over here, one half over here. But I'm enjoying it.
You can do a C2 just with the members of the Don Callis family.
Yes, bro. Like, thinking about it like this, right? I have to look at the roster. You correct me, but like right now, as of right now, Andrade might be the fourth best wrestler in at best in Don Callis family. You know how fucking absurd your faction has to be for Andrade to be the fourth best anything involving pro wrestling?
Bro,
that's nuts.
I actually got a list of those guys. All right. So I think there's obviously I think we can say Okada and Takeshita and Fletcher.
Right.
And then after that, it's like Hechicero, Josh Alexander, and Andrade. I think those are all similar level guys right there.
I've never seen Andrade. I've never seen Josh Alexander in a 5-star match, but
I have.
Okay, but I'm not saying he's not capable. He's a really good. He's a really good wrestler. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing that just comes to mind that screams like, And granted, he was most of his career he was in TNA/Impact. So
TNA on Spike TV. And look, and then you got Rocky, who, if you put Rocky in CMLL, that's like a plus 20 buff for him.
Bro, he is the Wheeler Yuta of the Don Callis family. Like, he has no problems embarrassing the fuck out of himself at any moment's notice. It's great.
Yeah,
quite honestly, it's great.
But
bro, look at that. Look at this: Takeshita, Okada, Fletcher, Archer, Beretta, Romero, Hechicero, Brian Cage, Wardlow, Josh Alexander, Mark Davis, Andrade. Bro, like,
and then El Clone, who they added also last night.
And they added another nigga who I've never seen wrestle, but like, if his whole thing is he beats with hologram, he's got to be Raw too.
Yeah,
it would make no sense. It would make no sense to build a dude as a
clone.
The evil version of great wrestler X, and he not also be great, or at least really good. So yeah, like, I think the only example I can think of would be the fake Undertaker. That'd be about it.
I was just about to say. That didn't stop him at SummerSlam '94. Like,
yeah. So
Mark Briscoe cut a little promo, basically said, reflect on the year, talk about MJF still. So I guess that's still going. MJF probably going to have to get his win back. So whenever he returns.
He also said that, he actually said his eyes were on the TNT title, but like he because I'm not like MJF, like it's not all about me. Like, I believe in Orange Cassidy. Yeah.
Yep. So we get the proto star Kyle Fletcher versus Orange Cassidy. And he said Excalibur originally said this match was supposed to be title versus a streak with the undefeated hologram against Fletcher. And honestly, it seems like they did the same match down to the finish here. Just tons of great.
They would have done it a little bit differently, or maybe they just bring out Clone immediately fresh, without the fake out thing. Because it would make no sense to be like, are you really I mean, they would do which one is which, but it's like the one that's body's not covered is the one that's not the real one. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, like the new Clone guy is like way bigger than regular hologram.
Not as tan, also tons of tats.
Yeah. So like this shit would like the only thing I didn't like was like the announcers, like even though they've been playing these vignettes for weeks, like acted like they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Right.
I don't know how you sell that. That's the thing. It's like, all right, are you guys the smartest guys in the room, or do you like what is the balance between having to sell for pro wrestling there, and then also like retaining your credibility?
So, I think the thing for me was like you know how Jericho will like put on lucha mask and attack people, and then he'll take the mask off immediately.
Yeah.
So Clone comes out, his body's covered from head to toe, but I can see his shoes are red as he's walking out. So I was like, oh, it's Clone, right? So why else would his body be completely covered? It makes no sense. So then he comes out, and then like you can see like his pants. You're like, oh, he's got black and red pants. This is Clone. And it also is like, all right, well, it's a Don Callis family match. Like, he comes out after Don Callis, like, was just interfering himself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there was no need to do any of this. It's like the match was like the finish was like it was like we're gonna put on a match, and like the main thing isn't that like Kyle Fletcher wins, it's that like there's now another Clone and he's with Don Callis. That was the main thing. That was the main objective. And it was like I don't know if I love that. I really enjoyed the match you were having. But we've seen that stuff happens, whatever. As far as like distraction finish, blah 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 blah. Like whatever. This was out because like Orange Cassidy just got back, like, and they beat him. So it's like they had to give him something, and him being distracted is enough bailout. So, but I don't love the part where like they put a hat on their hat with the double distraction stuff.
Yeah. So Mercedes Moné was with Renee. She said in 16 days she will be the longest reigning TBS champ of all time. She basically said Dynamite is in Jacksonville next week. It's going to be the first time Mercedes Moné wrestles in Daly's place. Big celebration there. She said she wants to wrestle a local for her first time in Daly's place. Now, I don't know who the fuck this could be, and I saw some absolutely terrible suggestions that I hope is not the case. But why are we doing this? Who is out there, James, that's allegedly a Florida local that's worth a damn?
Shit, I don't know. Are you asking me that? Do you actually have an answer? Because I don't know.
Like, I saw people suggest Izzy or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to fucking see that. Like, I don't.
She's still a minor, isn't she?
No.
Holy
I believe
shit.
she's of age now.
Okay. Whatever.
Well, I'm like, I don't want to see that shit.
Who was finna whoop on her dad? What wrestler was gonna whoop his
Lindsay?
Dad? Yeah, where's Lindsay Dorado?
Well, I'll watch that match.
But yeah, like I mean, I thought it was a fun little segment. And then Harley shows up. Like one thing I will note is that like I really like Mercedes in like the Mercedes like mannequin or ventriloquist doll. Like I really enjoy it. It's because it's so fucking silly and goofy, and like I like how Mercedes like plays it up. Like it's like
that shit bothers her.
It bothers the shit out of her. And it's so funny. And then like she plays along. Like eventually I hate it, and then she's like I actually do. She plays along. But anyway, So
and she's talked to the thing before,
right? That's why it's fucking funny. Like, yeah. So I also have another question with Mercedes. Like, where do you buy that?
What?
The outfit she was wearing? Where do you buy that?
That shit, look, you don't. Like, that's 101 right there.
Right. That shit look expensive.
Custom made.
A whole bodysuit with like rhinestones all over it? And it's
sequins like, or all that shit. Yeah,
sequin, whatever the fuck, right? It like, yo, I was like, where does one buy that?
Nope, I'm not even gonna do it. But it had Harley in there. Basically,
mess me what you finna say.
All right,
we'll continue on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good idea there's something he cannot say on the show. But yeah, where are we going after this with the show?
She was basically talking about the tag belts, and Harley wanted to team up with her or something.
Yes, she was alluding to obviously the Boston Hug connection stuff of Bayley and Sasha from back in the day. Like, because she had been like, I invented women's titles,
some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that thought too.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I don't know. Like, yeah, this was made like 5 years ago. I've never used it.
So after that, we had a trios match. Hangman Page, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs against the Death Riders. John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Daniel Garcia. And Samoa Joe, it was just written all over him that just something wasn't right the whole match. Was it just me that noticed that? But I was like, yo, he's acting aggrieved. And then, like, by the time the end of the match came, I was like, all right, man. Samoa Joe's supposed to be the big, tough, manly man wrestler, right? He acting a little sensitive over this, ain't he? This is sensitive, right?
All right. So, watching this, the story beat is Hobbs is getting his ass whooped. He's building towards a hot tag. Or the person that's next in line, or Paige at one point is basically like taken out off the apron. So Joe is standing there. So like right before Hobbs comes or goes to the corner for a tag, Paige about 5 seconds before then hops back up to the apron. And Hobbs tags Paige. And from the angle, it looked like he only tagged Paige, but apparently he tagged both of them with one hand. Whatever. So they both went to get in the ring, and then like, I think it was Bryce Remsburg, the ref was like, nah, Joe, you didn't get tagged in. Keep your ass back on the apron.
Hey, man, did. Yeah.
So then by the end of the match, like, I think there's one other thing that like Joe gets upset with Paige, but Paige did nothing wrong. If like, you know, whatever else is, but whatever else. So then in the match, like Paige gets the men's world title, and then gets the their two trios titles, and he hands Hobbs his trios title, and he hands Joe his trios title, but Joe like didn't realize he's being handed it, so like it falls to the ground. So then it turns into words of "you've been disrespecting me," and I was like, this is like when you watch a TV show or a movie, and like there's a person that has to be like has to be dense or slow or stupid or completely unreasonable to be the cause of tension. Is like, why is this person acting like this? So it's like, so then it turns to a shoving match, and then he offers him a title shot. I was like, remember that? I was like, this is one of those ones I was like, man, you know, Kyle Fletcher got his title shot because he attacked Kenny Omega, and now Joe's getting a title match because he shoved Hangman in the face. And like, bring back the fucking rankings. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks.
Yo,
this is so lazy. There's a better way to get a title, get a pay-per-view title,
literally booked within like 5 minutes.
Bro, these are two of like, Samoa Joe's one of the greatest talkers in the history of pro wrestling. Hangman Page,
he cut a great promo later.
Right. Heyman and Page, one of the best promos going in right now. You can't get there better than this.
I kind of called it out last week that they were going to do Joe and Heyman. I had no knowledge of it or anything, but
fine. There's a better way to get there than like
this. I started seeing people.
Is this a slow? If this is like a slow burn for Joe to turn heel and dissolves the ops, whatever else, fine. But outside of that, he's gonna lose and go right back to the ops. So he's just a dick for a week or for 3 weeks.
I don't think he's turning. I think it's more like he did mention that, hey man, you never beat me. He had a fire line about, he's like, not one day that you've been on this earth have you been a better man to me or some shit like that. That shit was dope. But I was like, immediately people started sending out to him and Morishima thing from Ring of Honor, talking about, when they bump each other on the way out or whatever, then they jump back in the ring like you bumped into me. I'm just like, all right. You're right. They could have got there a million different ways. They could have thought of a million different things.
And another part about it is like, it is clear to me that they are like saving or scraping the plate currently with title challengers.
Bro, what did I say last? I don't know if I said it on the show. It might have been in Discord. I was like, does it feel like they don't have nobody for Hangman right now, or they don't know what the fuck they're doing with Hangman yet?
Right, that's what this screams with Joe. Like, don't get me wrong, like Joe's somebody that at this stage in the game, you do that as a TV match. You do not. And you build towards that over like 2-3 weeks. This ain't main eventing.
He got a TV match.
What do you think's main eventing this pay-per-view?
Look, I think the women might have a good shot. If you were ever going to do it, could be here, but Statlander and Tony.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
But I think they're going to main event.
Okay.
No, they've got their own show in November.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But Darby and Mox, I quit. I mean, you could do that, but I'm not just putting that over the world title match. I'm just not doing it.
That has more juice right now. Maybe
I mean, yeah, like
maybe by next week they'll be like, okay, whatever, right? But
yeah, it's just coming out of nowhere too. But those, I don't know. They have this building. The advance wasn't out of this world. I could see just being like, all right, we'll use Joe here. We'll actually save a real challenger for when we're in like Newark or something for like Full Gear or bigger building or whatever. Use like better challengers or whatever. But
it's just a thing for me. I've said this. I think I've said this earlier in the year. Is like Joe and Heyman would have been a fucking awesome match in Joe's prime. Joe's not a main event level guy at this stage in his career. He's older. Like, I mean, I'm sure they can have something quality or whatever else, but like he just had that match with Fletcher, and it's like there's not a chance in fuck that match gonna be as good. Not to say that it has to be as good. It's like that's just a come down, even if Joe's a bigger star historically.
I think I'll take it back to something you said. I don't know if it was Earn That Review or whatever. It was like you said about we've gotten to the place with like the title matches where it has to look just this one certain way almost. And I think Joe would represent like
a Superman.
Just okay, just kind of he would just be like a different kind of diversion and would add like some variety kind of to the reign. It'll also it'll burn a month or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll buy you a little more time.
And maybe, maybe in their mind they see it as like, because the pay-per-views are a month away, they see it as like, we used to do pay-per-view matches. We used to do a match like this on TV, but this is just on pay-per-view. Maybe that's how they see it now.
Yeah,
they see this
Joe.
Like
Joe got a TV title match against Moxley earlier this year.
Was that a cage match?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just. Yeah. I just feel like they didn't heat Joe up. And like if Joe was hot right now, I'd be like, okay, I get it. It makes sense or whatever else. It's a match that I would have wanted to have seen in a time machine or whatever else. And like Joe and Paige can get it hot or whatever else. And like the crowd still loves Joe. They chanted that Joe's going to kill you shit too, Paige. I just was like, they didn't like, what is Joe's character? he does a hot hand. This is new.
Yeah.
He was just doing he was just doing his mentorship thing with Hook, and now he just unnecessarily, unreasonably ridiculous. Like, is he having
he's a ridiculous human. Look, he's a ridiculous human. That's what that shit like. When I was like, this nigga is clearly unreasonable.
Right. Like, the shit was like he completely out of character of what we've seen in Doug.
Like, that's my fucking bag.
He ain't never.
Yeah, that's my fucking. Hey, like, yeah, that's my fucking bag. Black man can't have a bag. Like that's the same energy with Joe.
Like 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. It's like, wait, what? And then
that nigga was looking for something to be.
And the part that made it even fun, like more jarring to me, was like Hobbs in between them. Like Hobbs, like, bruh, chill. Like, what's wrong with you?
I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand this, nigga. I know you, nigga. We was just changing together. What? You wasn't acting like this 10 minutes ago.
Right? He was like, wait. I saw this whole thing. Like, nothing. Why did this escalate so quickly? Yeah, man. It's like, what happened here?
Yeah. It makes it funny. Yeah, absolutely makes it funnier.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think they need to go into it a little. I'm sure they will. They go into it with Joe. Like, Joe, what made you act like this? Like, does it bother you that Hangman Page is the champion or something like that? They can definitely let him go from there.
And Page's whole thing was like, oh, like, I was confused until you said the whole thing, like, you never beat me. It's like, oh, I know what this is. It's like, okay, there's something there to that. That's the actual thing, right? I think that's what they'll expand on, and then Joe will go into his whole promo of like, check my resume, check our stats, or whatever else.
Yeah.
Like, and it'd be like, I was former world champion, whatever else, and like, I don't know if he got a rematch, ever got his official rematch in that way from it, but whatever. Like, I mean, he did get the match with the cage match with Moxley, but like, I forgot how that finished. It ended up being, but like, yeah, I'm sure they'll fix it up. I'm just saying, like, they gotta do a lot of work in the coming weeks after what they just did this week. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Kevin Knight's gonna wrestle an FTR member on Saturday. Who else? Timeless Tony Storm and Tay Mello. They had a hard-hitting kind of match here. Yeah. I thought this was okay.
Yeah.
Tay Mello was probably like the best that she's looked, I think, since she's been back.
I saw her in a couple tags in where she got carried in Stardom, or won anyway. So, but yeah, she I'd agree with that. Does anyone know what character Tony was playing this week? Because I don't.
I don't know.
Maybe
either.
she wasn't. I don't know. But like, I mean, I was like, okay, cool. I like the part. I like where they're going to have the singles match now. I like that. Because that's actually going to help Statlander. Because like, she needs to actually put the mantle or the head on the mantle. The whole shit of like, yeah, she rolled her up and caught her a flash finish in a 4-way. That no one was, that was supposed to be shocking. Is like, that makes it seem like it was a fluke. Like, nah, Statler needs to go out here and actually beat Tony Storm. So, I'm glad they did that, even though they did the other way around, or I just did the singles match first, but whatever. I like the match. I like that they announced it early. I like that they're doing this with the men's and women's titles. Like, they kind of announced those matches first, when they're building towards these pay-per-views like that. So, I like it.
Yup. Case of Hackney and the Swirl. Bro, the Swirl is fucking hilarious, bro. Just naming them that. Yes.
They're a good tag team.
Yeah.
Like, Lee Johnson's
young guys.
He's putting a lot of muscle.
Oh yeah, he's been really going at it.
Not as much as Mark Quinn, but
yeah, not as much as Mark Quinn, but
Mark Quinn, like, he wearing a muscle suit underneath that long sleeve shirt.
Yeah. But Gates of Agony got the win. I thought this was all right. What happened next? Ricochet came in there, gave him the spirit gun and shit. Then the Hurt Syndicate came out. I like the suits that Bobby had on. He basically said, MVP said he embarrassed himself at All Out, and he apologized to Lashley and Shelton Benjamin for losing to Ricochet. He admits he may have lost a step, but he can still fight. He doesn't want to wrestle. He wants to fight. They challenge the demand to a street fight next week in Jacksonville. Ricochet accepts, and it's time to get that win back.
Okay. It's one thing to actually like do a match where like you go into it and you're set up to where like the manager is a pin eater, and you're supposed to not, and like the common wrestling fan is supposed to ignore that, right? And that's like, we gave the young guys something. They beat us in a regular rules match, right? It's another thing to come out 2 weeks later or 10 days later and be like, you ain't beat Bobby Lashley. You ain't beat Shelton Benjamin. You beat me, guy walking around with a cane. What the fuck
it's like they're telling us, bro. It's like meta. It's like they're fucking with us. It's like
I felt like they're fucking with me. I felt like they're fucking with this show in particular. Or it's like,
I saw an interview.
We're doing the thing, but no one's criticizing except for us, and they make you feel bad. It's like, nah, man. If there's anybody else, we be breaking our foot off in their ass, but like we still trying to get the benefit of the doubt because that Bobby Lashley match with Tora 2 weeks ago was fucking awesome.
And like I saw an interview with Tony Khan where he mentioned like Bobby Lashley is unpinned and unsubmitted in AEW. I was like, I bet he is. Like. It's the same shit. It's not like you ain't beat Bobby Lashley. Of course he didn't beat Bobby Lashley.
Right. So then they say, he says, I don't want to do, I embarrassed myself, but I don't want to do a match. I want to do a fight or whatever. I think it's something like, I don't want to do something with, I think he actually pointed out like, I don't want to do something with pins or whatever. I want to do a no DQ or a street fight. I was like, those matches
so
with pins or submission. Like, what are you talking about?
So I can fight. Like, all right. Like, so at the end of the day, you still tougher than all them niggas, huh? And it's tougher and cooler, huh? Oh, okay. So let's see.
Gates and Agnew better win this. No, if Gates and Agnew better win this. Still, I don't care.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, man. Look, we keep seeing them every week thus far. I'm waiting for whenever this wraps up because they're clearly doing this shit. Like, this should have been going on since Forbidden Door and before that, right? Or no, Forbidden Door, because that was and then they did that. They went through one pay-per-view cycle. They're here with this now, presumably. What happens next is going to be very interesting to pay attention to because it's like, okay, are they a regular tag team? No. Are they jumping into the singles division? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not like it's not emerging like the opponents.
I'll tell you this, like you tell me would have been more interesting to most fans in AEW. I don't know. You got to tell me. Would have been Bobby Lashley as a title challenger or Joe?
Look. For me at this point, it would have been Lashley. Like I've seen Joe there. He's done it. Joe, we've been there. We've done it.
That's what I'm getting at.
What?
And
Bobby
also,
Lashley wanted to put the shoulders on the mat.
And that's there you go. And also, it'd have been like, you know how easy it would have been for MVP or one end to be like, hey, I dominated Swerve. Look, you can see the shit flash. It would be like remember the movie Ali that Will Smith played Muhammad Ali where he's watching Foreman Frazier and like he's like I can't believe this that Foreman knocked out Frazier is like like Heyman Page is like, I'm the champion. I just watched my biggest career rival get his ass whooped by this one guy, and now I gotta face him. It's like that kind of call to action to shock or whatever else. So yeah, like that would have been real easy. That would have been real easy to do.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, how does that program end?
Oh, it ends with Heyman Page going over.
Right. So that's why it ain't happen.
In a normal world.
Right. That's why it ain't happen. At least not yet, anyway. So yeah.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, like if the whole situation is with Ricochet is, hey man, we gave you that card. We want, and this is, I'm just talking out loud, right? What if this whole storyline was like, hey man, we want to work with you, want to do this stuff with you, young talent, put over young talent, put over young talent. They gave him that card. He had that shit going on with a Swerve, and like plans change, and Ricochet basically said some shit along the lines of, "Bruh, I am not being y'all pin eater." And then next thing you know, the card gets ripped up. Months later, he's with this other faction, and he's doing this program with them, and like all Ricochet gets is you pin Montel after you guys 3-on-1 them, and then it's a no DQ match or whatever else, and you lose that one.
It just stinks. It stinks. It smells bad.
Look, I don't know this stuff, but it just looks. That's what it looks like. To me, it looks like Ricochet is supposed to be their pin eater. He wouldn't go for it because why would he? He gonna be doing all the bumps, doing all the work, and then he gonna want to get pinned or whatever. And meanwhile, like he built something already with his new character.
Built something separate, right? Like that would only be damaged if it was involved with like it just doesn't work,
right? And now it's like, all right, well, we want to work with you, and then it's this, and it's like, oh, you want to work with me? All right, well, like Ricochet's bumping around like a fucking jabroni for these three guys, left and right. And at the end of it, he gets this little win by pinning the guy walking around with the fucking cane. And now it's like, now it's time for the real match. I just missed out of hand saying that, it's an old match and I don't really wrestle or whatever. So now I want to fight. They better not lose this. They won the match. They better not lose the fight either.
Yeah.
Or they better win the fight too. I'm sorry.
I think, ironically, when they came back together, I think they needed Ricochet much more than Ricochet actually needed them with the power dynamic, with everything changed around. Because at that time, they had that black cloud of the tag team belts hanging over them, and all their finishes were wacky, and they had stunk up pay-per-view for months and months.
And MJF stuff, they had to kill that because they couldn't get a finish on that, apparently.
Yeah. So... yeah. It's just a lot of things to watch, like these are things that I would encourage people to keep in mind. We had a question in the chat. It said, would Hangman and Lashley be better than Cody and Brock? I like the Cody and Brock matches a lot.
Yeah,
or
Cody
the
and
last
Brock match,
one
like,
at least.
Yeah, Cody and Brock matches are like not shockingly. Like, it's like, those are some of the best things WWE's done over the last couple of years. Especially that first
I think that would depend on Bobby Lashley. If Bobby Lashley decides it'd be better than Cody and Brock, it will be.
Yep, that's kind of how it goes. If he treats Hangman with the respect that like Brody King would treat Hangman, or Samoa Joe would treat Hangman, or anybody else is in the same weight class as Bobby Lashley, then that would be a potential all-time match. But it just depends. And also this thing where like I think this plays into it, like Bobby Lashley, he works better with guys that are his size, and
it's strange.
And Paige, absolutely. And I think it's part of the idea. Like I'm not selling for this dude that's smaller than me. He weighs 200. He weighs 220 pounds. Why would I sell for him? I'm a super heavyweight. He's just a heavyweight. So yeah, like it depends. Like if you wanted to, yeah.
I think that's kind of.
We saw him have a kick-ass match with Toa.
Right. And like what made Brock kind of like work when Brock works is like, oh, okay, he'll sell for the smaller guys or whatever. And, he, of course, Lesnar has his own fucking issues sometimes when it comes to wanting to be lazy or not at a particular time. I mean, but
I get the comparison or whatever, but ultimately it's like Lesnar is a better worker than Lashley.
Yeah.
So there's also that. He's just more talented in the ring.
Title match or match made for Title Tuesday next week. Bro Dito versus Okada and Takeshita. And then these niggas were told that they were teaming. And Takesha's like, you gonna make me team with him?
And Okada was like, no. I'm not. He's like, you're not team with me. He's like, you and me. He's like, no. And Okada refers to where it's like, my name's first. I was like, ooh, I love this. I love this,
bro. And then, did you notice Takesha immediately getting up on his tippy toes to like feel like he's the same height? Bro,
that.
I was like, this has to be some like Japanese wrestler thing.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you think about like when Hogan and Macho Man would get face to face, how Macho Man would get on his tippy toes and do all of this shit, do the lat spread and shoulders up high or whatever, make himself present himself as bigger on the same size as Hogan. It's like similar thing, and it's just funny because it's like, bro, you are actually physically bigger than, like, you weigh more than Okada does. He's just taller. That's all it is. Relax, Takesha. It's just funny.
Oh,
man, like, I don't know when that match happened, but bro,
Tuesday.
No. I mean, like, the singles match.
Oh, yeah.
We've been talking about this for months now, about how like they've been playing and teasing me. Like, bro, I really want this fucking match. I really do. It's and like now it's to the point where like every time they have interaction, I'm just like, yeah, man, yeah. That match gonna be. That match.
I don't like you.
The match should be great.
We need to interview Kenny, for this one and be like, hey, so Okada's fighting Takesha. What you think is gonna happen?
So my question is, so you have to remind me when Andrade attacked him, did he get stretchered off?
No.
Okay. Just had to make sure because typically. I didn't know if he was gonna be going.
That's his thing.
I didn't know if he was gonna be
always getting jumped.
I didn't know if he was gonna be going for weeks or not. Like, I just,
Yeah. Look, fortunately, it was only an ass whooping this time, okay. James. It was only an ass whooping.
So, do you think that Kenny Omega has a chat or a text or some type of thread or correspondence with Roman Reigns, and they both joke with each other about who get away doing the least amount of shit in their respective promotions?
I seen you book, nigga. Well, I seen you book this week, nigga.
Yeah. Bro, them niggas come out here and do nothing. They do one match and they get the fuck out of here. Like, I would like to see both of them wrestle or like show up on television.
Reigns don't even do a match.
4 straight weeks. I want a 4 straight week challenge between Roman Reigns and Kenny Omega, where whoever goes 4 straight episodes of their television wins. I want to see it.
That'd be funny as fuck.
Throw down. I demand both of them to this challenge. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Which one of you niggas actually will show up to work? Fuck. But yeah, like, what do you think? Do you think he's gonna be on the pay-per-view, Omega?
He's probably gonna wrestle Andrade.
Okay, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah. I think Kenny should go over. Obviously, I wouldn't put Andrade over here, because I would obviously target Kenny back at Kyle Fletcher too. But he has that TNT belt too. That's still kind of, whatever.
I mean, that would make sense. Where it's like, all right, I'm going through. He's climbing the mountain, but it's like, at this rate,
look, it's a never ending mountain, bro. Like,
I'm saying at this rate, like, he won't get to Kyle Fletcher until fucking All In Wembley.
The fuck? Like, so like in the newer Mortal Kombat, they had these shits called the Towers of Time, or you probably see them in the old Mortal Kombat games. You see like when they got the unlimited tower, that you just keep fighting niggas forever. Essentially, that's what this Don Callis family shit is, wow. Bro. I think in January I was ready for him to be done with the Don Callis family stuff. I like the Don Callis family. I think it's fucking hilarious. Don's out of this world funny. Like, it's just like, I can't wait until Kenny Omega is doing something unaffiliated with Don Callis and hopping into something with someone else at this point. It's time. Like, this is like, part of me feels like the Don Callis family is like the Dungeon of Doom or whatever. And this is the alliance to end Kenny Mania.
It's the alliance to end Omega Mania. That's what it is, Nick. Yes, get it right.
Yeah. But it's like, man, like, it's like, you can call Ibushi, set up the 3 cages, and just fucking do it already, man. Like, give him the V trigger, whatever the fuck. Yeah, man, I love me some Mortal Kombat, man. Yeah. But yeah, so main event, they had the mixed tornado tag match between Chris Statlander and Darby Allin taking on Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta. And this was entertaining. They immediately got to the smoke very quickly.
Yes.
Statlander and Darby ran up on Marina and Wheeler Yuta in the aisle and was brawling. This was a whole lot of fun.
I liked how they did that, and then they were fighting in that aisleway or whatever else, or what do you call it, or opening or whatever else, and then like this is some like video game shit where Darby Irish whips and shoots Wheeler Yuta into Statlander, and then Statlander basically gives a flapjack to Wheeler Yuta, but like there is like a roof or a wall. So basically, she instead of picking him up and dropping to the ground, she picks him up and basically like lifts him into like a slab of cement, and he in the air, and he falls. I thought this shit was hilarious. I mean, if you want to go through this whole match, we can. But like, I only got one. Specific point at the end of this.
Yeah, it culminated with Marina Shafir with the damn with the tacks in the feet, and I'm sure some sicko somewhere got some type of sick pleasure out of that or whatever, and put it in their bookmarks and shit like that. But
you literally stole the joke I was going for. There's somebody that pleasured themselves to that picture. There's no way around it.
God damn it.
There is somebody you mentioned. There's somebody that is like, oh, yes, thumbtacks, woman's feet. Somebody got off.
Damn.
Internet's fucked up.
I don't know who.
Man.
But yeah, it's wild. But yeah, this is a high-low match. I thought this was like a high-low brawl. I had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It's like the Death Riders have been good ever since John Moxley came on this fucking belt. Like, it's like every week they're coming up with like something where it's like value adds. I feel like,
Rich, this was a street fight. And the Goons didn't ascend upon the match.
Light intergender in here as well.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah. And it worked because Wheeler and Darby, well, especially Darby and Marina, they're basically the same weight. Yeah. Marina may weigh more than him.
Yeah.
So, and then so that's why I was able to work. Like, and get me wrong, like Death Rider's done that stuff where like you see Moxley, give cutters to Willow or whatever else, but it's just like, yeah, it worked. It made sense. Match was fun, and like fucking Wheeler Yuta, man, like bro, he be getting his ass whooped all the time. It's so great.
Fucked up. Got coffin drop at the end. Tony Storm appeared on the apron. They smiled at each other and then immediately got to scrapping.
Yep. Security ran out and broke them up quick. Hey, security was quick on this show. Security was quick to break up Joe and Paige at the beginning of the show. They was quick to break them up once they threw. Maybe they only got like 6 punches in, and they immediately descended upon them to break that up and send them to the back. Pac ended up attacking Darby, by the way.
They was drinking on the job when Kenny Omega was getting jumped. Nobody could come fucking. It's funny how that happens, but yeah, you mentioned Pat came out with the
different.
haircut.
That was the difference between a fight and a beatdown. Yeah. They trying to stop the fights. That's where the money is. Tony Combat, they were saying, save that match, break them apart. Look, Andrade showed me like, oh, he whooping Kenny anyway. Kenny just had a match. He attacked him. He getting whooped. We ain't got to do that. No.
Look, maybe that'll convince him to come back.
No, look. I don't believe in what do you call it? Look, only losers worry about getting jumped. You gonna bring the shit full circle, pulling Kathy. Yeah. The only losers worry about getting whooped.
Yeah. Only referees, only people complain about the calls are the losers.
Oh, damn it. Tony Atlas. Someone just mentioned Tony Atlas.
Oh my God, Tony Atlas that's probably his dream match, intergender match. Marina Shafir versus Tony Atlas. God damn. Pac with short hair startles me. He just looks like
because we've seen
miserable.
We've known him for a decade with long wet ass hair. Now he has short wet ass hair, and he's wearing clothes. He did this on purpose.
This man looked like a miserable gremlin out there, bro.
And the shirt is like super big. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like a lot of like the big like competitive bodybuilders, they wear big baggy shit so that like they don't get, when they go to the gym, when they do reps or whatever else, they stop looking at their muscles while they're perform whatever they're doing. They just focus on getting the stimulus in, right? And like he wearing these big ass shirts, if like he's like yeah, man, I just came back from the gym. Obviously nigga's a bodybuilder. Look at him, and it's like I'm not trying to see my gains right now. I'm focused on the actual exercise right now. I'm focusing on working these shits to failure. This, like, bro, that shirt looked 2 sizes too big. Like, ain't he in his black tee? He like his 2004. It looked like 2004 for him.
Yep, in his black tee.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that was Dynamite.
Bodybuilders wear them big ass clothes. So Dr. Larry said, Pac still looks swollen. So I was like, yeah, that's the thing. Even the bodybuilders, when they wear them big ass clothes, they still look. It makes them look even bigger for some reason. It's hard to explain.
So yeah, that was Dynamite. Yeah, man. Let's talk about this Observer Hall of Fame ballot real quick.
Okay.
I don't have a ton to add, so I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna fucking end up rambling and shit, right? But let's see. Historic. I sent out the Junkyard Dog column again today. Okay. Junkyard Dog got to 54% last year, so the job may be finished this year. It was closer than ever. So it would have taken 3 years of making the case for it to work. Do y'all fucking job, y'all voters. It's still not a voter, so if y'all would like to change that, email Dave Meltzer. Let's see. So I'm looking at the historical. They can have 6 maximum. Ole Anderson, Alpha and Sika, Bob Armstrong, Tully Blanchard, and Arn Anderson. British Bulldogs, June Byers, Wild Bull Curry, Junkyard Dog, Cowboy Bob Ellis, Pampero Furpo, Black Gorman and Great Goliath, Archie the Mongolian Stomper, The Hart Foundation, Sputnik Monroe, Dusty Rose and Dick Murdoch from the KKK, The Iron Sheik, Sweet Daddy Siki, Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood, Mad Dog and Butcher Vachon, Kevin and Carey, and David Von Erich.
Okay, we gotta just for clarification, KKK Dick Murdoch. Not Dusty Rhodes and Dick Murdoch of KKK. You gotta make a clear distinction. Yeah. Like that Dusty Rhodes story about Dick Murdoch was fucking hilarious. It's like he took it to a claim meeting. I realized the claim. I was like, oh, what the fuck am I doing here? All right, go. Continue.
Wrestling in Japan candidates 3 maximum. You got Satoshi Kojima, Hiroshi Tenzan, Yoshiaki Fujiwara, Hayabusa, Masaki Mochizuki, Inoki and Sakaguchi, Zack Sabre Jr., Mako Satomura, Io Shirai, Tiger Jeet Singh, Yoshihiro Takayama, and Manami Toyota and Toshio Yamada. Modern US. We'll go there. Mark and Jay Briscoe, Edge, who somehow keeps getting past the 15-50 rule. Bill Dundee, FTR, Bill Goldberg, Samoa Joe, Matt and Jeff Hardy, Becky Lynch, Drew McIntyre, Mercedes Moné, John Moxley, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins back on the ballot, Sabu, Trish Stratus, Rick and Scott Steiner, And the rest of that stuff you can look up. I don't really know too much about the Mexico guys, non-wrestlers, not really too much here. So I guess we'll just talk about the U.S. stuff. I'm looking at the U.S. one. If there were 6 that I could think about, I would be a Cody Rhodes voter.
I mean, Cody's the only person I'm for sure is going to get in. Anybody else anybody else on this list you sure is going to get in?
Is sure is going to get in?
Yeah.
You know, I would have to look at CM Punk.
But more than Cody?
No, like as far as like I can see them both getting it, but it just feels like this category is getting so deep now. But it's deep with people that I don't think necessarily stand out from each other. It's just a deeper pool of more people that I don't think would actually command votes, if that makes any sense.
There's only, right now, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are the only people that I think are like people that are going to get, they have a realistic shot.
McIntyre's going to fall off this thing immediately.
Right. Right. We're talking about with him, really, like, when he got to the main roster, 2018?
Yeah.
And then they fucked it up until 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting a comment, is Cope a fake legend? This is a tough one.
He already is. He's a legend. He's a WWE legend. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. Yes. Now Beth. Yes.
Probably a fake legend. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't really have too many. Like, I would vote for Jon Moxley. I would vote for Cody Rhodes. I would vote for Goldberg. I'm sorry. I
am looking at it from the perspective of not who I would vote in. I'm looking from the perspective of who I think is going to get in. I think that Cody is going to have the most votes on the U.S. side, U.S. Modern. I think CM Punk will finish second in this. After that, I think it's a huge tier drop off. After that,
honestly, yeah, it could be anything. And like, I'm very interested to see what the Mercedes Moné support looks like, because the Observer has not typically been the friendliest publication for Mercedes over these years.
Yep.
And it's just never clicked to them.
Here's my question. How's it going to do in relation to Becky Lynch's votes?
Right. And like,
not saying that they should.
You got to add Trish. You got to add Trish in there.
Should do better than Trish.
So I don't know, man, because in so many ways, I think Mercedes has a different case than Mercedes doesn't have the case of being the hottest single wrestler in the business at any point in her career. She doesn't have
her case is she has the best match. No one has produced more high level matches that came out of America. And that's a woman. That's her.
Right.
That's her claim to fame.
Right.
Like, she's the best woman's in ring performer that this country's ever produced.
Pop some numbers while she was, on SmackDown and different quarter hour, stuff in WWE, but a lot of that stuff was like buried and hidden. So I don't know if people are going to do the work to go find that stuff.
Right.
So, you see where all these belts around the world now and her AEW stuff. We still don't have a great answer on how valuable a lot of the AEW stuff is, because I think Moxley's votes are going to be telling this year whether this past year helped or hurt him. It's going to hurt. It going either way.
It's going to hurt because remember, we're talking about that run of depth. We're talking about, remember, like, he did not have a good year, 2024. And then he did not, and then he was not good the first 4 months of this year. So we're talking about, like, he was ice cold for a Hall of Fame standard for like 16 months straight. And then he's turned it around, whatever else. He's back to cooking like he was when he was on his, his post WWE run. But like that,
because I remember there were times like maybe like in March of this year when I was thinking about the Hall of Fame stuff, and I was like, bro, this man might have like shipwrecked his fucking like
his whole entire case from the case he built from 2019 on. Yeah.
It was like the people that were feeling like, oh, it's way too early to vote on Moxley like last year. It was like they'll feel like they're vindicated. Be like, see, we gave this guy one more fucking year, and then this shit fucking happened. And then
you know what that really sounds like? We never wanted to vote for this guy, but we couldn't say that because he was a 2-time Wrestler of the Year in the Observer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's I think I have to look at percentages from I think the percentage does not, I doubt that it goes up much. I think it might go up 1% or 2%, but I don't think unless, they've cleared out so many people that people just feel like they gotta vote for people. Like, if the thing is like, you have to vote for people on this as opposed to abstaining your vote, then like, maybe he does go up because the field of competition is now coming back towards him. But like, do you think he finishes third on this?
You should, at minimum.
I'd agree with that, but it's also is like I have a hard time.
Him or CM Punk is a really good argument, I think, and it's like in so many ways, Moxley's a person that like a lot of people I think feel like Punk is, but like the actual real person is Moxley, because like I bet like Moxley's match catalog, like
Moxley actually does leave and then actually has success outside of it. Yeah.
Like and he's like he's almost got that realness to him that I think CM Punk is shipwrecked a lot of that realness.
Yeah, he lost credibility.
Out of some of the moves he's made and blowing up, and it just, I don't know. Like Punk does have a lot of allies on that panel. Absolutely, I would imagine. But I think there's a lot to be unpacked between a Punk versus Moxley case. We can agree Cody's by far the strongest candidate, though.
I honestly think Cody's the only one that's going to get in.
Yeah.
Like, Cody's the only person I look at that list and be like, oh yeah, they're for sure passing the 60 threshold because of what he's done, since 2022 or 3, whatever the fuck. So yeah, like him. But after that, it's like next close people I think of are Moxley and Punk, and like I don't know I don't think they're getting in, especially after what we just talked about with Moxley. And then like when it came to Punk, it's like he hasn't been on top, he hasn't been the champion to add to any of this shit. Like he's
feuding with Seth Rollins He
had a great feud or whatever. Or he's feuding again. He's not still again. Well, actually, no. I take it back. You're right. It's actually again because they kept that whole continuously through the whole with the whole Roman Reigns thing at WrestleMania this year, and then the cash in. So actually, yeah, they're just forever. That's just forever rival in WWE now. It's not seen anymore. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing him clearing 60. Same for Moxley. I think they're gonna finish first and second and third. And like I feel like we're going to only have one person getting through Modern US, and that sounds absurd. Like because I don't know where people are spending this thing, because like Japan's kind of barren like this too. So it's like, where are people putting their votes? I think a lot of people are going to be sitting their hands and be the Russian judge and not give people votes. Or this field is so thoroughly, as you mentioned, flattened that like everybody's gonna steal votes from each other.
Yeah, no clear cut, like, and no one gets in anyway. Like it's gonna be like a log jam.
It works out that same way. Yeah.
Seth Rollins is back on the ballot for the 3rd time. He's in danger of becoming the first wrestler to ever fall off the ballot 3 times. I was informed by American Numbers, and I guess the way it's trending, it might be like I don't know if it's early results that we're looking at, like that could happen, but the Seth Rollins thing, like perhaps one of the fakest top guys I think that has ever lived, and like when you just look at him, it's just like I don't know. I'm working with other information on Seth Rollins too, just like of what is it like to be around that guy, and it's just like I wouldn't ever want to fucking hang with him. Like, and then I look at his career, it's like I can't really I can't give you points for drawing anything really. I feel like your great match catalog is severely overrated. I
mean,
it's like
I would say it's overrated compared to the top guys, his top peers, whatever else. But compared to historically, he's kicking a lot of these people that are in the Observer Hall of Fame's ass as far as that. And it's just actually on tape. You can find it and rewatch it if you want to.
Yeah. And then it was like, what is your impact on the business? Or like, I think that's like the third thing, right? It's like your historical significance. It's like the Shield? Like, I don't maybe? I don't know.
The Shield and the 2 cash-ins.
Yeah, and he was just pushed in WWE forever. I mean, the only other comparison to him was Randy Orton. I guess you
could be like, well, if Cody's going to get in, Cody got in off the strength of him beating Seth Rollins in that series 3 times in a row. And all 4 of those matches were great. And Cody ain't no better pro wrestler or worker than Seth Rollins.
That's an interesting one. I can say since they've both been back in WWE, I would be more like interested to watch a Cody match than a Seth Rollins match.
Well, yeah,
sure.
Because one guy is fresher to that than being the same person that's been there for a decade at this point, or actually more than a decade. He showed up 2013. When did Shield debut? Right. At the end of 2012, right?
12, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2025.
Because I'm like, all right, it's like, all right, if I was to think like if they had if I swapped their opponents out or whatever, if it was if we were gonna run a Punk and Cody match or a Punk and Seth match, I think I'd want to see the Cody match, kind of.
You might want to see it, but like I've seen the 3 Seth and Cody matches, and like I don't think that Punk and Cody are gonna do better.
No, what about Punk and Seth?
Oh, sorry. Punk versus Seth, you mean?
Yeah. As compared to Punk and Cody.
Well, that has the potential for people to care more because those two they're better talkers both than Seth. So there's also that part of it. But like once the bell rings, I don't know.
What about McIntyre if we put him in there?
McIntyre and Seth? We've seen them have matches. They're not as good as the Punk and they're not as good as the Punk and McIntyre Hell in a Cell matches, but like the other ones that they've had are better than that fucking disaster with the bracelet at SummerSlam that year.
Yeah. No, because I'm thinking like basically if we put Punk and Seth on a board and then we rotate a third guy in and be like, all right, who would like have the better match? Like if I put, all right, John Cena's over here, who do I want to see him wrestle? Like Cody or Seth against Cena? And it's like, and then just literally roll the new person in there. Like, well, I don't know.
Well, okay, so we've seen Seth have matches, obviously a decade ago with Cena. They were better than the 2 matches we got out of Cody and Cena, because Cody and Cena, while they had one great match, they also had like a match that was probably going to win the worst match.
All the shortcuts. Yeah.
So there's that. Like, it's just. Seth's problem is he's stale and he's been wrestling the same guys for a long time, right? Like you mentioned you mentioned earlier the the Cody and Brock stuff, right? Like we've been there and done that with Brock and Seth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's just been at this one place way too long and like I won't say spinning his wheels, but it's like, hell. Yeah, another person. Kevin Owens and Cody. Kevin Owens and Cody had a great match last year at Royal Rumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen. I mean, Seth and Kevin Owens was running from like the summer of 2016 until fucking 17. I was over it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's almost like it's like almost like another version, be like in WWE wrestler versus Randy Orton. I've already seen it.
Yeah.
I've already seen it.
Yeah. Rollins is such a weird one for me, man, because it's like I largely checked out on the guy after 2019, that Hell in a Cell match.
He falling off that shit again. He's gonna fall off it again.
Yeah, he's falling off. There's
in 2027. He's in 2027. They're gonna put him back on there again, and we're gonna have this conversation again.
Yep.
Because like, hey, here's a real tale, right? Becky Lynch never fell off the ballot.
She didn't.
She didn't. So, there you go. There you go.
Oh, Trish Stratus hasn't fallen off the fucking ballot since they put her on. There's motherfuckers that will show up every year for Trish Stratus. They have allowed Seth Rollins twice to fall off this motherfucker.
That's absurd to me, but, whatever.
Look, it is crazy. But how we think FTR is going to do? What's that percentage going to look like? I think they're going to come in the 20s.
20s?
Yeah.
Nah.
It's like because I don't think people have figured out how to vote on tag teams yet.
I think they'll do better than that. You want to know why?
Why?
If you are one of the people that are voting, with old crusty former wrestlers or whatever else, if you're watching AEW at all, you're always in the Cornettes of the world, for example, right? You're going to be like, a lot of the shit they do is silly, but by God, that damn FTR, they're just like the brain busters. They're always going to have that. They're always going to have that advantage in the voting math of this. Like, they're going to have that advantage where like they're going to do better than you think.
It could.
And don't be wrong. Like if I were going to do a the One Nation Radio Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, whatever else, they'd be my top 6 votes out of this field. If I had to spend 6 votes here.
Yeah,
I'm looking at, all right, FTR or Copeland.
That's a tough one.
No, it's not.
That's a tough one. Because like, all right, FTR has probably a way better match catalog, right?
They do.
Edge has probably more quality years, I would say. It's a compiling kind of thing.
It's a lot of compiling. It wasn't is this one of the 5 best tag teams in the world compared to is one of the 5 best pro wrestlers in the world? Copeland was never, no. He was wrestling a lot of those guys that were actually in those conversations. He was wrestling Kurt Angles and Eddie Guerrero's and Rey Mysterio's and Chris Jericho's.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like so I don't know. Maybe it's I just need more clarification on the tag team stuff.
Okay.
Too.
Cool.
And it's like, because for me, it's not like I'm just going to compare FTR to the Young Bucks, right? And then
there's a clear difference. The Young Bucks are just a tier better than them,
right? It's like Young Bucks have a case across 3 fucking categories,
and has a case for drawing. Has a
right.
easy
all the categories.
Easy,
yeah,
they fill all the boxes for that. Like FTR don't.
Right. So and it's just like, this is like as much of a work rate candidate as Tomohiro Ishii is, and I don't think they better than comparatively than Tomohiro Ishii is. So
they're not, but relative to their division, they're the same. They're kind of the same thing,
but they are not divisioned off. Like it's all one.
I know.
So it's like, I think Dave got to figure that out. Like you either gonna put tag teams in their own bracket or you're not. Like. Just because it's like,
well, look at this.
If it comes down to a single versus like a tag group, I think that's a really hard distinction because the tags are never going to get a chance to really draw like that unless you run into outlandish circumstances like the Young Bucks where you fucking
or beauty pair or freaking crush gals, yeah. But I will say this though, right? Like as you mentioned that whole difference. Look at the glut of historical performers. Right? Alpha and Sika, Brainbusters, British Bulldogs, a
lot of tag teams.
A lot of tag teams for this exact reason. So either put a tag team division in or move it or something else. Otherwise, these teams are going to be stuck on historical forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, we're going to see like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall in historical.
Oh, they're definitely going to end up there. Steiners too.
Yeah.
The Hardys too.
Yeah.
And I noticed. So I looked at the modern US and I don't see the Dudley Boys. So I'm assuming they're in, right?
Oh.
No? So you mean they didn't clear the 10%?
I can't recall the Dudley Boys' history on the ballot. What?
You mean to tell me a tag team that's still in line get called as the greatest tag team of all time sometimes when some of these promos about Christian and Copeland? You mean to tell me that they've never even gotten fucking 10 been put on the ballot to not get their 10 votes and get put off? That what you're telling me, Rich?
JML, where you at? We're gonna need this clarified. We are going to need what year was the Dudley Boys put on and what was their percentage? And do we need to get the Dudley Boys back on the ballot just to run an experiment? Do I need to start a fake email campaign where I email Dave Meltzer and ask him to put the Dudley Boys on the ballot for an experiment? Do I need to use my contacts within wrestling media? People with votes say, hey, can we ask about the Dudley Boys this year? Let me know. As far as Japan, would you vote for EO?
No.
Interesting.
So the reason why I say no is because like it's just while she is arguably the best in-ring performer in WWE currently, like if she gets, how do I say this?
She's getting damn near more years in America, right?
Sorry?
I was like, they got her in the Japan section. I know I don't know how long, like, when did she debut? 2012, 2013?
I want to say like 09 or 10 or some shit like that.
Okay, so she predates Stardom.
Yeah, she right before Stardom. She was wrestling before Stardom.
Okay.
Let me look real quick. Well, I can't really look. Actually, no. I can, Wiki's not hard to find. It's Cage Match is hard to find, people.
Cage Match.
Sorry.
So she's got a thing where, she's got a great U.S. case. I think that, I guess, like buffers her Japanese case.
Yeah.
The drawing case would almost be like non-existent, I would say, in Japan.
No, she was the biggest draw in Stardom at a time when like it was, but the problem is like that era that era gets absolutely no respect.
Yeah. She started in 07.
Okay, there you go. So there you go. She's been wrestling like 18 years or 17 years. So
I think as a worker, she actually has a work candidate.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. That's the same thing with Mako Satomura. That's like, it's not even a discussion as far as like, is she good enough as a worker to get in? Does she have any drawing stuff that you actually add her into it? And like, the thing for me is like, her number, whatever it is now, I don't know if she was ever on the ballot before. I can't tell you that.
First year, I believe.
First year? Okay. So if she was on it before, right? If she was on it like 3 years ago, that number 3 years ago absolutely would be lower than the number she's going to get this year. Even though she's not having her best wrestling matches anymore. Because since WWE, I might be able to fit 3 of her matches from WWE from America into like the 20 best Io Shirai matches I've seen personally. Like, that's the thing about her. Like, y'all, like the shit that she was doing with like Mako, or the shit she was doing with Kairi, or the shit she was doing with Mayu, or the shit she was doing in the tags with Thunder Rock with Mayu, that's just, she was a better worker. She was a better worker then. So, but like it was, no one was watching the shit. So unless you're going on Stardom World or going through YouTube to find that shit, you're not gonna know. So for me, it's hard to figure. It's kind of like the historical thing of like guys that end up, wrestled in the territories and then they got WWE and they get more notoriety. It's like, yeah, but their best stuff is actually like in the territories, not actually in WWE.
That's interesting.
Even though she has a killer catalog of WWE matches, but like I'm talking about like the peak stuff. Like she has a lot of, you know, a good number of 4-star matches or whatever else. But I'm talking about like the 4.5 or higher stuff. It's in Japan. It's not here.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah.
The vast majority of it.
Interesting.
So I don't know what to do with it. I would say no. And I know it's a weaker field. Obviously, it's been cleared out. But it's like, I don't feel comfortable putting her in front of Mako. And I know Mako ain't going to get in ever.
All right, man. I think y'all know where I stand on the historical stuff with Junkyard Dog. Go ahead and run that up. As far as anyone else over there, a lot of these teams on here are like great singles wrestler that's already in, and then like a team he was in the early part of his career, and it's like,
so
is that necessarily Hall of Fame
Foundation, Toshi Yamada, and Manami Toyota.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes, Dick Murdoch.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Like Ricky Steamboat, Jay Youngblood, same thing. It's like, I don't know.
I don't know what to do with this battle. Like, they're going to have to either... I mean, it just seems to me like this is a year where people are going to have to come to Jesus moment when it comes to this ballot, where it's like, hey, the way
do you want to vote or not?
Our standards for how we voted for the Observer have been like really, really high, and that's cool. But now we're at a point now where like nobody's gonna get in from America at this rate. Nobody.
It's nasty. It's nasty.
Beside, okay, until Heyman Page. If this is what we're looking at, I don't know who's eligible in the years coming or after or whatever else. I know they normally do the thing of like who's available next year or whatever. I don't know if this came out yet.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, are we gonna have to wait around until Heyman Page shows up on this ballot?
Heyman, Ospreay, Swerve.
Right.
Look, those are gonna be the next 3 guys that are like coming. From that, I don't know. They might put where they might put Ospreay.
They might put him in Japan.
Might fuck around. Yeah.
Or Europe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. That's gonna be a weird one. So
I don't know what to do. Honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough with this next generation of guys. Like it just really is, because like AEW is gonna break a lot of brains.
If we're gonna keep the standard to where it's always been. Then, like, quite frankly, I mean, I've said this for you for years, Rich. Like, if this is what it's going to be, then like we're almost going to never have anybody that worked in WWE get in, because the drawing factor is such a thing. You can't tell who drew a damn thing anymore, because the whole thing is they've treated like the NFL. Like, it's not about the stars, it's about the league, the sport. So like you can't figure out who's what. So now that Japan's been cleared out, I know nothing about Mexico. Europe looks weak. Are we just never putting people in the ballot? Are we going to turn it to baseball, where we only have like 2 people in a Hall of Fame class? Because if you do that, then I gotta say it's kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm already feeling it. The guys, everybody that I wanted to go in kind of from this era has already kind of gone in. Like, fucking, I was fighting the Ishii battles for years.
I feel like we already got our answers when they put in Ishii and they put in Naito and Shingo. Yeah. When they start putting in like, you know, I feel like we already got an answer. Like, this is the end. We're getting everybody in because who else we gonna vote for? And now it's like, it feels like nobody else to vote for now.
It seems like the cycle is about to like restart again. Essentially, it's like,
but in how long?
Shima even got in.
Yeah, there you go.
So like now it's just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna have to wait like until, you know, as we mentioned, Hangman starts going on and fucking, you know, and Swerve and fucking, didn't even think anybody in WWE. Like, all them niggas already been on the ballot, or like
because they're falling off because they all 40
or they old. Yeah, like we waiting for LA Knight to go on the ballot.
Oh,
like, come on, man.
That's mean. Oh man.
Damian Priest, we waiting for him to go on the ballot.
Wait for Dom. Wait for Dom.
Yes, we gotta wait for Dom to go on the ballot, James. We gotta wait for Braun Breaker to go on the ballot.
Gotta wait for Dom and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's actually going to end up on the ballot eventually, and Bianca Belair, but like Dom's a joke. But yeah, it's tough, man.
That's funny as shit.
Hey, at what point? Listen, at what point is Toni Storm end up on this list?
Oh, she's gonna go on a ballot for sure.
I know,
but
I know, and the reason why I'm saying it that way and saying that way because, like, hopefully Niagara Driver heard that and he drove him up a fucking wall.
He not a Toni Storm fan.
He hates the character.
Oh, okay.
He's like, it's too silly for him. I'm like, we watched Joshi. what are you talking about?
I fought with Niagara though. Niagara sees some shit and he sticks to his guns.
That's true.
on it.
He is very consistent.
He's like, fuck this, like whatever it is.
It's
fuck
consistent.
it. Fuck all of it.
Yes. He don't ever switch up. He stay like, look, don't switch up now. Stay on that side. He pick a lane and he stay there. He don't ever get out. I agree.
AEW, fuck that shit. I ain't trying to see a single outsider in this promotion ever.
Look, man, I don't want to see what benefit does Stardom get from this AEW shit? Get it out of here. Get it out of here.
It's amazing.
Get him out. No, I don't want to see Tony Storm and Stardom.
Round
him
up.
I don't want to see Athena and Stardom. Get him out.
Round him up.
It ain't helping draw a damn thing. Oh man, but yeah, it's just
I love it.
But yeah, I just I'm looking at this and I'm like, if we can continue to vote like this,
it's where it's headed.
It's gonna be a barren wasteland every year. It's gonna be you're gonna look at that vote, you're gonna look at that ballot every year and be depressed. Oh, all right.
But well, it's time for the vote.
It's time for me to send that ballot in and vote for nobody because I'm an asshole. Like there's nothing that bothers me more when I see like the
maybe I don't even need a ballot, James.
But what I'm saying, you stupid. But what I'm saying is like nothing bothers me more than when like people like get the whole idea of like or get the ballot or whatever else. And this also in sports too, like Pro Football Hall of Fame, Basketball Hall of Fame, all that. When they do the whole thing of like, all right, we got the ballot, we can vote for X number of people, and then they don't vote the full number. I hate those people. What are you doing? Like, yeah, I'm refraining. I can vote for 6. I'm only voting 5. It's like, all right, man. Like, that's.
I think Jon Moxley should get some more credit.
We'll see.
2-time Wrestler of the Year, but that look, if people hold this shit against him, I get it because we fucking tore him up. We tore him up on this show. So
yeah.
like,
he deserved it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, what you were doing at first is not the same thing as what you've been doing like the past 4 months? 5 months?
Yeah. Look, go through another 12 months acting like this.
Right.
And we'll ride for you.
Yeah.
But yeah. No more. But I guess that's it.
All right. Yeah, that's it to show y'all. Thanks for listening. If you're watching this from the stream, be sure to go to the show notes in the podcast when the podcast is posted and click on the Rare Circle link. You can donate there. And also check out our Chop Tees store. We've got some merch. You got the Pick Up the Dream Team gear from One Nation Radio. And be sure to listen to other shows on the network besides One Nation Radio. You have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, Tunnel Talk, Imps Adventures, Wrestling Artwork Chris Things, and AEW Match Guide. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace.